Thank you very much, Alan. Yes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the penultimate day of racing. This is day 5 of the British Swimming Championships 2022. It has been an incredible week of racing so far. We've seen some British records fall. We've seen people make that consideration time to get on that plane to World Championships. And tonight is hopefully going to be no different. But before we get into it, we're going to take a look at some of the races from last night. There was 4. It was fast. It was furious. We started with that women's 200-meter backstroke. It was amazing to see Katie Shanahan do that. She swam really fast. She was feeling good, hoping to get on that plane to Budapest. We then moved on to the men's 100-meter fly. James Guy taking that, or shall we call him James Fly? Hey. He's going to be in the studio in a minute. Had a fantastic race last night, of course, his second gold of the week. We then moved on to the women's 100-meter freestyle. Anna Hopkins taking that one, 2 for 2. She is done with her competition and finishing with 2 golds. A great way to end her program. And then we finished with the men's 200-meter breaststroke, seeing James Wilby get on top of that podium. It was wonderful to have him in the studio for the first time this week, and a big congratulations. Now, before we get into tonight's show and tonight's racing, we've got a swim-off to get through for the men's 200-meter individual medley to decide on some lanes for that junior final. So it's over to Amy, Andy, and Alan to get us into that race.
Thank you very much, and you join us with the 2 swimmers ready for this swim-off for last place in the junior final. Great to see a little fist bump between the 2 of them. On the left-hand side in lane 4, in the blue trunks and the orange hat, is Simon Robson of York City. And in 5, Elijah Kendrick of Plymouth Leander. This is 200 medley for the final place in the junior final. So they swam in the heats today, and both of them tied 2:100. The time that they did was 2:09.22. So we'll be interested to see how they do versus that. But to be quite honest, it's just the first guy to touch the wall. And at the moment in lane 5, it's Elijah Kendrick of Plymouth Leander.
Yeah, nothing splitting these boys again in this race tonight. And we have seen in the past some people swim a swim-off and do the exact same time again. So fingers crossed one of these boys just pips the other one, and they'll take that space in the junior final a little bit later on tonight.
Well, look at this. This is so close. This is really amazing. Nothing between them. In 5, at the top of the picture, it's Elijah Kendrick of Plymouth. Slightly better backstroker. But it'll be really interesting to see how the breaststroke pans out. And Simon Robson closer to us in that orange hat of York City, but neither dropping the other. So the 100-meter turn, 59.6, 6/10 of a second, splitting them at the halfway turn. And a good first 100 from Elijah Kendrick.
Yeah, still really close from these boys. Elijah there just pulling away a little bit on this 50 breaststroke leg here.
And this is going to be a tough ask. They've done a 200 medley this morning. Now they're doing it right at the start of this final session. Then they've got to come back and do it again.
Yeah, to do 3 200 medleys in one day is a pretty big ask. So hopefully whoever wins this final tonight, they can get back, quickly rest, and then they've got a couple of hours to sharpen up for tonight.
So here we go then. There is a gap of, what, nearly a second between the 2 of them on that turn. And Elijah Kendrick at the moment looking good for Plymouth. And Simon Robson's got a lot of work to do if he's going to get this from York City closer to us. And Elijah Kendrick is pulling away now. This is a really good swim from him. He's put his head down now inside this last 15, and he looks very, very strong. Gone to his legs. No doubt about the winner of this trial. It is the swim-off for the junior final, lane 8 in the men's 200 medley. Well, he went 2:09.22. 2:09.22 he went to qualify for this swim-off, and he's just gone 2:07.5. 1.5 seconds faster. That's amazing.
Yeah, almost his final swim there. So, as we said before, he'll have to get out now, quickly recover, get rested, and I'm sure when he comes back tonight, if he could do sub 2:07.56, it'd be a fantastic swim.
Well, that's amazing. Well, let's go back on the pool side and back to John Mason.
And there you have it, the results ring. Congratulations, Elijah. We'll be back in that pool swimming later on in that junior final. Now, we're down here in the Deep End Live studio, and joining me, 2 very, very special guests. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome James Guy and Luke Greenbank. Hi, boys. Welcome. Thanks for coming in and having a chat. Luke, I want to start with you. Obviously, we had a bit of a roller coaster start to your week, scraping into that final, and then, of course, coming from the outside lane to win that gold. You've been back to Loughborough for a couple of days. How's the rest of your week been?
Yeah, like you said, obviously a bit of a shaky start to the week. I was obviously a little bit disappointed after the heat. But after I kind of got that out of my mind, I went back and luckily managed to get into the A final and just mentally prepared. I think a few years ago that might have got the better of me and had a bad swim this morning, but I was able to put it behind me and then come back stronger. And then, yeah, like you said, just went away for a couple days to get out of the environment and then come back for the 200 back tomorrow. Back
for the 2, and hopefully a smoother day for you.
Yeah.
No, I know you just said it's like, you know, a couple of years ago that would have really affected you. Is that where experience sort of comes into this, knowing how to just like forget about something and move forward and focus on what's in front of you next?
Yeah, I think getting that kind of international swimming and competitions like this on your belt is really important to just kind of understand how it works and also just realize that one bad swim doesn't define you. I think just learning how to come back better and stronger and work on what went wrong on that swim on Wednesday morning. I knew what I'd done wrong, came back, talked to Mel, and yeah, it was quite an easy fix. So yeah, I luckily managed to come away with a win in the end.
And all smiles as well. We love to see it. And Jimmy, you've obviously been up to a lot since you finished the Olympics. We had James Bond premiere. I was looking at your Instagram. We've got a dog. We've been golfing. We've been lots of fishing. What's been sort of some of the highlights for you outside of the pool since the Olympics?
I think just generally across the board, having a nice big break mentally was really, really important. But actually getting a job working 9 to 5 was really weird. Being in an office all day, looking at properties. Imagine me working 9 to 5 in an office. Like I just about passed my exams at school. So doing that was really, really interesting in a whole new world. So that was really cool. Obviously going to a few really cool premieres, the James Bond, the Pride of Britain, as I call it, the Cried of Britain, cried all night, which was unbelievable to watch. But it's been a really cool roller coaster, and it's nice to be back in the water again eventually.
Yeah, putting on a different kind of suit again. At least you didn't have to get up at 5 a.m. when you were starting at 9 till 5, right? Now, Luke, as well, just back to you guys. I know I see you wearing your AP kit here. You've been working with Adam, doing lots of these clinics. I know you as well, Jimmy. How has that been, diving in and working with those youngsters as part of those?
Yeah, I think it's really important as kind of a senior athlete to give back. If I had this opportunity when I was younger to kind of meet the likes of Adam, yeah, it's so much fun, and to see like the smiles on the kids' faces, it just makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, I think from what Luke was saying, that I think giving back to the sport is really, really important. You have a load of kids come on the day, and even the parents as well, it's as long as they take away something. I mean, my dad was the keenest parent I've ever seen in my life back in the day. He had the stopwatch, the notepad, and he goes through his lessons of what he's learned of being a swimming parent. And, you know, there's no one keener than him years and years ago. And it's great to see him talking to parents about that, because there are people like that, and it's about learning. And it's good to give back to the sport, and seeing them smile and giving them advice is fantastic for a day's work.
I'm sure, and I know, you know, that's a great thing you guys are doing and being a part of. But we've got to move on now because we're running out of time. Wonderful having you guys chat. I now need to get your competition heads on, all right? We're going to play our chopstick challenge. We'll be doing this all week, ladies and gentlemen. The leaderboard over here, we're tied. Amy Wilmot, Dan Jervis, and Tom Dean currently for 5. So you guys just got to get 6 or more, all right? Dan was this close yesterday. So Luke, we're going to start with you, all right? 30 seconds on the clock, as many Skittles as you can from this bowl to this bowl with those chopsticks. I believe in you, all right? 3, 2, 1, go. It's good. 1, stay focused. No scooping allowed. Imagine it's a nice salmon roll. A little bit slippier, a little bit sweeter. Come on, Luke, you got this. We're at 2. Stay focused. James, give us some commentary.
Come on, Luke, hurry up.
Yes.
Oh, he's shaking.
Come on, a little bit of focus.
The crowd, he's lost it.
Oh. No scooping allowed.
Oh, he's bottled it.
Luke.
Oh my God, that was so hard.
Oh, it's harder than you think.
Yes.
Thought these guys had been to Tokyo for the Olympics. Thought they'd be better at this.
He
got 3.
now.
All right, we're taking a look. Take a look. All right, 3. See? There we have it. Now, James, You're up now. Let's see if you can do any better.
1 second, he's left those sweat marks.
I know, we need some chalk in here. Adam asked for some the other day. In 3, 2, 1, go. Come on. No scooping, Jimmy. You got it. Go for the bigger ones. Oh my God.
Oh, go on, Jimmy. It's harder than it looks, isn't it?
But there, we're at 2. Oh my God.
Go on, go on.
You got that? No scooping. 3. Come on, Jimmy.
Go on, Jim.
Strong finish, Jimmy. Strong finish. Oh. Oh. You need to work on your finish. That's strong finish.
Yeah, I think I do actually for most of my events as well. Yeah.
All right, that was. How many was that? How many did Jimmy get before he threw the bowl in?
I think it was 3.
It was 3. All
Yeah.
right, we'll go to the independent adjudicator for that one. It was 3. Thank you for coming in, boys. Always a pleasure to have you. Always awesome to see you guys. Good luck with your 200 tomorrow, and that 200 free is going to be a cracking race as well.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for James Guy and Luke Greenbank. All right, it's up to Andy and over to Amy to talk us through for some of tonight's action.
Thank you, and we start off this evening's session with the men's 800 metres freestyle. And Dan Jervis, after that very good 400 metres freestyle, he was a real harsh critic of himself on the 15. How do you think the 8's going to go?
I think he'll have a really good swim tonight, and in there's Kieran Bird as well, so I think it'll be a tussle between the centre lanes.
And then we've got the women's 50 metres backstroke, and they're all here in this one. The form swimmer is Maddie Harris, but we've got our Olympic gold medalist Kathleen Dawson. We've also got Cassie Wilde. That's going to be a fascinating head-to-head, isn't it?
Yeah, Cassie tends to prefer the 100, 200 distance. Kathleen obviously sprint, and Maddie Harris is a winner of that 100 backstroke.
And then we've got the men's, the fastest men in water. And in actual fact, we've got Ben Proud. Is the 4th fastest human in history in water, Ben Proud. But he's not even the fastest qualifier for this 50 freestyle final.
No, he's up against that 100 freestyle winner, Lewis Burris, so it'll be really close to the finish tonight, we know that.
And then we've got the women's 400 metres freestyle. Pretty open, I think, that one.
Yeah, Tamron Van Selm, our fastest qualifier, so I'm a PB in the heat, but we've got Freya Anderson, Freya Colbert, and Holly Hibbett in there.
That's going to be fascinating to see how that unfolds. Then the men's 200 IM, where we got the head-to-head that we've been looking for a day early. It's Duncan Scott against Tom Dean. It's Olympic silver and Olympic gold on that 200 metres freestyle. But that's tomorrow night. This is the 200 medley. How's that going to go?
Yeah, we expected to see them head-to-head tomorrow. I don't think many people expected to have the showdown twice. So I think that'll be a really close race as well. And Tom hasn't swam it really well in a couple of years.
It's going to be fascinating, certainly after Duncan's unbelievable 400 IM. The time he did there, of course, would have won the Olympic Games last year in the 400 medley. Quite extraordinary. And then the last event, we're going to finish with the women's 200 medley. A bit of a masterclass here from Abby Wood, I think. Yeah,
I think she'll have a really good swim. We know she's not been on good form, but I'm sure she will tonight.
Very good. Well, let's go back down to the studio and back to John Mason.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, let's get tonight's action underway. Good luck to all the athletes, and let's get into it. It's over to Amy and Andy in commentary if you're at home on the stream, and if you're in here in venue, it's up to Alan.
Well, we're going to be starting off with the men's 800 metres freestyle, and Dan Jervis is the fastest seed. He's actually the 3rd fastest Brit in history. Stephen Milne is one faster than him. And then the British record actually held by David Davis, which was set back in the World Championships in 2009. We were talking this morning about a new focus on distance swimming in Great Britain, and that's been picked up by a very, very interesting swimmer with links to David Davis.
Yeah, Kevin Renshaw, our new distance lead, is looking after anything 400 metres and above. So David Davis's British record is 7:44.32, which is also the Welsh record. So I'm sure Dan Jervis has got that in his sights, being a proud Welsh swimmer, and of course wanting the British record.
And then we have the women's 50 metres backstroke, where it's going to be really, really interesting to see that unfold, how that unfolds, because Maddie Harris has been on fire, won the 100. Kathleen Dawson not really rested and focused for this meet. She'll be focusing much more on the summer. Same for Cassie Wilde as well, the European silver medalist on the 200 back. Then the men's 50 metres freestyle. I just can't wait for that. Burris was awesome on that 100, wasn't he?
Yeah, there's some really exciting swims to watch tonight, and the 800 freestyle here, pretty sure this will be another quick swim with another close finish. Even over our distance events, sometimes it can come down right to the wire.
So straight into the event, and well, in 4 we do have Dan Jervis. He's the 3rd fastest in the world this year at this 800 metres freestyle. In lane 9, Thomas Treblecock of Plymouth. In lane 0, Tyler Melbourne Smith of the City of Liverpool. Just missed the qualification for the European Junior Championships in the 400 metres freestyle. And then Hector Pardo, our Olympic open water swimmer, who got, well, it's nothing short of attacked in that final of the open water in Tokyo Bay, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a little bit of a hard time there. A couple of swimmers almost beating him up and unfortunately couldn't finish the race. But it is great to see him here at the British Championships back in the pool.
And when we say beaten up, it was absolutely brutal. I've never seen an injury in something like it. His eye was, well, a boxer tweeted to say that's a bad eye injury. I have to say, if a boxer says it's bad, it must be bad. So here's William Bell. He goes in lane 2 for Loughborough University. 6 on the 1500, 6 on the 400. And another open water swimmer just missed out on selection for the Olympic Games, Tobias Robertson of Wolverhampton. Just outside of him is Nathan Hughes of Swansea University. And the big guys in the centre, 3rd fastest seed, Luke Turley of Bath National Centre.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing these 3 in the centre tonight. We know it'll be quick from Dan, and Kieran had a phenomenal breakthrough year last year, so let's hope Luke can get in and amongst that.
And Kieran Bird looks on pretty decent form as well. He swam a really fantastic Olympic trial on that 400 metres freestyle. 3:46, a 5-second lifetime best to qualify for that and for the British Olympic team. But here's the big favourite, all in green, representing Swansea University, Daniel Jervis, 1500 metres Olympic finalist and the 400 metres gold medalist here. What can he do? Wasn't very happy at all with that 1500, was he?
No, not initially. He gave himself quite a hard time, but he went back, spoke to his coach, and then came back sort of a couple of hours later, I think, and reflected on that really well. So our reigning champion in the 800 freestyle at the British Championships, and of course won gold in the 400 and 1500 earlier in the week. So it's interesting to see what these 3 boys can do tonight in the centre field.
So there's lane 5. That's Kieran Bird. Kieran Bird on the left in the blue hat and the black trunks. On the right-hand side of that shot in the green hat, we will have Daniel Jervis, ranked 3rd in the world this year. 3rd fastest Brit ever. And this, the 800 metres freestyle, 16 lengths of the pool. So tactics always very interesting on the 800 metres freestyle. It's a long way, 16 lengths, but they tend not to want to go too quickly down the first 75, just control their nerves and control the tempo of the stroke, but they look pretty quick right now.
Yeah, I was thinking we'll see these boys try and take it out a little bit faster than usual. They know that they might have to sneak a little bit extra at the beginning of the race if they really want to pull away and if one of them wants to be crowned British Championship tonight.
So the first 2 pretty much, well, what is it, 8/100ths of a second split the 2 on that 50 metres turn, 26.8, 26.9. And already just starting to try and make a move. Well, this is really interesting. He's breathing directly towards Kieran Bird is Dan Jervis. So Jervis in the green hats there on the right, and on the left-hand side of that shot, right on the lane line. Interesting exactly where he's swimming, right on the lane line.
Yeah, he's in a great position there. He's just sat on Dan's hip, and he might try and draft off that for a little bit. He can see where Dan is. He's using the wave that Dan's creating with his hips and from his kick, and he's just sitting on that, and yeah, he's clever to move across.
So Jervis leading, Kieran Bird second. And when he won that Olympic trials 400 metres freestyle, his back half was just quite an extraordinary swim, but 3:46.00 was really impressive.
Yeah, Kieran last year, as we said, had a phenomenal year. Almost not came out of nowhere, but I don't think a lot of people saw him swimming that well in the 400 freestyle, and he then backed it up in the 800 freestyle and secured that 800 and 400 out in Tokyo last summer.
So this is going to be the 200 metres turn. Well, Dan Jervis has really turned the heat up already. That last 50 really strong. 1:54.1 at his feet, 1:55.3, so there's a 1.4 second gap between these 2 already. And this looking ominous for the rest of the field. In 3rd place was Luke Turley down in 3, and in 5th was Tobias Robinson up in 6. But it looks like Dan Jervis has gone already.
Yeah, he's not messing around. I thought we might see this after the kind of summary he gave on his 1500. He did really give himself a hard time, so he's probably gone into this race thinking, I don't want to leave anything on the table, I want to swim as well as possible. And he kept saying, I'm a world-class swimmer, I expect more from myself. So he's certainly trying to show that now in this 800-meter distance.
And it's interesting how he's going about it, because I have to say, every time I see him swim 1500, he probably hates me for saying this, but he always goes reasonably well to about 800 or 900 and then just starts going. And he goes home like the clappers from a long way out, and he's got so much speed left. It looks like energy, but certainly so much speed left. You just think, why don't you go earlier? But every time he has this interview, he goes, I was giving it everything all the way through, but he's gone early this time, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think sometimes as a spectator, we think it looks quite easy, and that just shows how world-class his stroke is. When you see an effortless stroke, we think it doesn't look that hard, but under the water, Dan's really getting hold of that. He's pulling, and his catch is really powerful. So it looks easy, but it's definitely not. And he seems to be using his legs quite a lot in this 800-meter freestyle distance, and we know he has this really strong leg kick, so he's using that to his advantage pretty early on.
Well, his season's best this year is really pretty quick. He's already gone a time of, let me see, 7:49.9, which he did at the McCulloch International meet in Bangor back in February. And if he can go under 7:49, that would be really good. The second fastest time, in fact, the fastest in the world this year, is only 7:48.96. So if he can go a second underneath his season's best, he's going to be world ranked #1 this year.
Yeah, if he goes a second under his season's best, he's then getting close to that British record of 7:44.32. So I'm sure he's seen that before the race, and I'm sure he's thinking in the back of his mind, that would be nice to maybe do tonight.
Well, there's also a World Championship consideration time in this 800 metres freestyle, which is 7:49.5. So he's right on that at the moment. 7:49.9 is his season's best, so it's all in that ballpark, isn't it? 7:48, 7:49. If he can basically go under 7:50, he's going to be going really, really well. He's got a lot of work to do if he's going to do that, though, still.
I think if he doesn't go under 7:50, we might see another very upset Dan Jervis. So it'd be nice to see him swim well, and he's split there to 500 in a 4:52.2. 3 seconds clear of Kieran there, just behind him in 4:55.3. And Toby's just following in 4:56.91.
Well, he's going well. 52 he was at that turn. So this is going to be, what is it, the 550-metre turn. So 5 lengths left at this turn, and he's just turned it up again. Look, he's taken a bigger gap again out of the swimmer in second place, Kieran Bird, and that blue hat just coming into the turn now. Kieran Bird in 5, Tobias Robinson, the open water swimmers, in lane number 6. And then in lane number 3, it's Luke Turley of the Bath National Centre.
It's so difficult as well to swim distance events on your own. Dan tends to be out in front. At the Olympic Games, he's sometimes a little bit behind, but the field is so split that he does often swim on his own. And I know he practices this a lot in training, getting in there, being on his own, competing against himself, and he's split there to the 600 metres mark, 5:52.00.
So it was just under 60 seconds, that 100. So if he's going to go under 7:50, he's got a little bit more work to do, but it's looking good at the moment. And those Olympic rings you can just see on his chest, just on the side under his arm, breathing to his right-hand side, but he's starting to wind it up already. This is looking good with 3 lengths to go at this turn.
Yeah, we know he's got a really good finish, as Andy said, so I'm sure he'll sneak under that 0.50 mark, but yeah, it's a big ask, especially when you're doing it out there on your own.
Whoa, this is going to be close, it really is. 6:22.0 it was at that turn, so we'll see what his 1/10 of a second are at this one. If it's going to be somewhere around, what is he going to be? This is the 700 metres turn. So he's got 2 lengths left now, and he needs to be in the 51s, I think, if he can be. He is, he's in the 51s, he's 51.96, so he's got to come back in a 58 if he can, then he's going to be right up there at the top of the world.
He's more than capable of doing that. We've seen him split 58 at the back of a 1500, so he'll be really working the legs now. digging down deep, trying to find anything that he's got left at this last 75 metres of the race.
Well, it's just fascinating, isn't it? His season's best this year, 7:49.95. And if he can just duck under 7:50, that would be amazing. What is he going to turn here? Well, Jervis, 21, so he's going to have to come back quickly. 28 low. 28 low is a fast final 50 here.
Yeah, it's a big ask, and he's really working hard. His legs are going like the clappers. He's really stretching towards the finish as he comes into the last 25.
Well, he looks really good, does Dan Jervis. Also going well now is Luke Turley, 1 lane closer to us from him. Tobias Robinson has taken over as well. So it looks like it's going to be Dan Jervis wins. Can he go under 7:50? Oh, my goodness me, 7 minutes 50.35. A very good swim indeed. Well, that is a fantastic swim. It still places him 3rd fastest in the world. Only 2 swimmers have swum faster than that this year anywhere in the world. Very good swim. Nodding, I think he's happy.
Yeah, you'd like to think he'd be a little bit happier with that one than he was with his 1500, but I'm sure we'll find out in a couple of minutes or so.
So Jervis wins at 7:50.3. Luke Turley, a good swim from him, coming in 2nd place. Luke's time 7:54.5, and then 3rd was Kieran Bird. 4th, I think, was Tobias Robinson. Yes, he was. The open water swimmers 4th and 5th. Tobias Robinson ducking under, well under 8 minutes. A really good swim from him. Is he happy? Let's have a look. What are you thinking? Body language, read his face, Amy. What are you thinking?
There's a little bit of a smile, but I thought he did really well in the 1500, and then he did give himself such a hard time. So let's hope he's feeling a little bit nicer today on himself.
Well, this is going to be fascinating. John Mason always gets the best out of these guys, and, well, Dan Jervis ripped into Dan Jervis the other day on the 1500. Let's see what he does here in this interview. Here's confirmation of the result, though. Jervis wins at 7:50.35. Luke Turley 2nd, Kieran Bird 3rd, and the 2 open water specialists. Robinson, a good swim from him, 7:56, and 8:05 from Hector Pardo. Well, that was really, really good. So here we go. Let's see what Dan Jervis has got to say to John.
Dan, feeling much better after that one, obviously. I mean, that was a big ask out there on your own to get to that 7:50 mark. That puts you 3rd fastest in the world so far for this year. You know, how are we feeling after that one?
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot more positive after that one. I think when I got out the pool on Thursday, you know, I had just done what any other athlete would do. I was like, you know, you question yourself, you question your how you swim it and everything, and you know, I feel like the things I got wrong on Thursday, it was nothing that bad. It was just the thing with the distance event is, if you get 1 thing wrong per length, you get 30 things wrong. You know, so over there I corrected them. That was a lot more positive, so I'm happy with that. You know, I wanted to go a bit quicker, but you know, it's been a hard week, and you know, it's all banking it. Yeah.
And it's a long week for you. That's your 3rd British gold medal this week, British title. So congratulations on that. We're seeing you in the 200 tomorrow. I don't think I've ever seen you race a 200.
Yeah. I'm doing the 200 tomorrow because in the Commonwealth Games this year, Wales have got a very good chance in the relays. And, you know, I was in Tokyo when I watched the GB team win gold last year, and it was one of the most amazing races I've ever seen in my life. And so I want to be part of that. So, yeah, part of the Welsh team in the summer in Birmingham, and yeah, I want to get on it.
And that's a good enough reason as any. I can't wait to see you do it. Look, congratulations. It's always a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the incredible Daniel Jervis.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, some big smiles there from Dan. Nice to see him a lot happier than he was in that 1500. So up next we have the women's 50 backstroke, where we have Kathleen Dawson, Cassie Wild, Maddie Harris, all coming up in the A final tonight.
We certainly do, and Kathleen Dawson, the fastest Brit in history. She's the British record holder, of course, won that wonderful Olympic gold medal leading off the mixed medley relay in Tokyo. And I still can't believe what she achieved, what she had to take on. She was in the middle lane, in the middle of 2. And she was, can I say, the meat in the sandwich of the bread either side was the world record holder on one side, male, and the world champion male on the other side of it. What a sandwich that is. And she was in the middle, did a super job to just keep her head when all around her were losing theirs. She did the job on the backstroke. To hand over to Adam Peaty on the breaststroke, who was fastest ever James Guy, 3rd fastest ever. And then Anna Hopkins brought it home in a new world record. What a relay that was. This, the junior final, the women's 50 metres backstroke. Lily Mae Marston of Royal Wolverhampton School set a lifetime best to qualify fastest for this final.
Yeah, and she's had a really nice start there. It's super important to get your head back, not tuck your chin on your chest, get a smooth breakout so you can maximise the power from stroke 1.
Well, going really well down the bottom. Iona Colbert of Nova Centurion made the junior qualification standard for the 100 metres backstroke. This, the 50, though, a little bit shorter, and it's very, very close indeed. Look at this, really close. It may well be Iona Colbert in lane 1. I think she's got it. Has she? Yes, she has. Well, from lane 1, you don't often see that. Lane 1 wins it, 29.82. And that's another lifetime best for her. She's having a super meet. Achieved the qualification standard for the European Junior Championships on the 100, and she's just gone under 30 seconds for the 50. Colbert wins it. Anna Green was 2nd, Lily Mae Marston 3rd.
Nice to see those 3 girls at the top there breaking that 30-second barrier. And we have a tie there for 4th in 30.03, so it was super close right down to the wire.
Well, it really was tight, but lane 1 winning a final, don't often see that at all. So the Priority Paris final, there's actually 7 swimmers in this. Priority Paris final is for swimmers born 2001 and younger. So what British Swimming have done is they've tried to put the first final on as juniors, then this Priority Paris final for swimmers born 2001 and younger. Then they have the B final for anyone, any age, anyone, and then the big A final just simply for the fastest 8 from the heats. So you can therefore have as many juniors as possible swimming through. And Sophie Shaw's the fastest seed in lane number 4.
Yeah, it's great that the juniors have the opportunity to come back in one of those 4 finals tonight. And we're seeing a couple later on in these B and A finals.
So in the blue suit, it is Sophie Shaw of Mid-Sussex. Stephen Murphy, her coach. And all 7 swimmers either swam a season's best or a lifetime best to qualify for this Priority Paris final. Very high quality swimming in the heats. Tatiana Tostevin in lane number 3 from Loughborough University, actually represented Guernsey at the Commonwealth Games 4 years ago. Sure, she'll be looking to try and make the team again for Birmingham. But a really good start it is from her in lane number 3.
Yeah, we talk about the start, but we also want to see these athletes in the 50 have a really strong finish.
So May Street, Alicia May Street of Loughborough University in 6, looking like she's heading in with about 5 meters to go, but this is really, really tight. Maybe in 3, who's going to get the touch? Really close. Well, in actual fact, it was lane 5 who got it, but my goodness, that was so tight. Abigail Jolly of Leeds University won it 29.80, 1/100th of a second ahead of Tostevin of Loughborough University. Impossible to call that with a naked eye. Look at that, 8-1, 8-0, 8-1, 8-5.
Yeah, the whole field there split by 0.22, so super close, and just shows how important that getting up into the 50 and having a good start, building, getting a good finish is. And Abigail just getting her hand on the wall first there.
Wow, thank goodness for electronic timing. He swam past us and it was impossible to call who was going to get there, and then even with 1 stroke to go, very tough. So here we go, we have the B final for swimmers ranked 9 through 16 after the heats this morning, regardless of age. And I say regardless of age because in lane 6, Blythe Kingsman of Mount Kelly, just 15 years of age. Some good swimmers in here, though. In 3 is Honey Osborne of Loughborough University, bronze on the 200 back. Chloe Golding of City of Sheffield, 4th on the 100, 5th on the 200.
Yeah, she was at the World University Games, and her and Honey both prefer the 200, so it's good to see them both back in this B finals for the 50 backstroke.
They both swam very, very well on the 100. They really did, and on the 2. Bronze and 5th in 3 and 4. The youngster from Mount Kelly, Blythe Kingsman, in 6. The B final of the women's 50 backstroke, closest to us, Amelia Sansom of Wickham District, but in 4, the black suit, the black hat of Chloe Golding of City of Sheffield. So 1 length backstroke. And the fastest seed right in the centre in lane 4. Very good use of the underwater. Again, 14.5 metres underwater. But Sansom down the bottom's got the best start, I think.
Yeah, some really good starts there from these girls, and it's super important not to overrate and not to tense up, because in a 50, if you do that, you can almost slow yourself down.
Well, it's really close. It really, really is close. Chloe Golding of City of Sheffield in lane 4, just starting to use her strength. Can she get the touch? She's going to dive for it. Who got the touch? It was Chloe Golding. 29.19 wins it. Second, the youngster Blythe Kingsford of Mount Kelly, 29.34. A big lifetime best for her again. Wow, she's having a great meet so far. Third, it is Honey Osrin of Loughborough University, but a really good last 15 metres from the winner there, Chloe Golding. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Chloe Golding, sorry.
Yeah, phenomenal finish in there. So it's nice to see Chloe on the scoreboard, top of the list, and with a personal best time as well.
This is strapline of British swimming. One team winning well in water, and winning well describes the finalists here perfectly. In 3, we have Kathleen Dawson, British record holder on the 50 and the 100 backstroke, European record holder on the 100 backstroke, European champion on the 100 backstroke, Olympic gold medalist on that mixed medley relay. She's in 3.
Yeah, what a rap sheet.
Leah Whittaker's done well to make this final, very well indeed. She is 17 years old. She is of European junior age. This is not a selection event, though, for the European juniors. Casey Latham goes in 7 for Bromley. Pia Murray, we just missed going through. She won the B final of the 200 metres backstroke. And Bella Hindley, really quick sprinter on the 50 freestyle.
Yeah, from Brompton, coached by Bram. She's had a really good meet so far.
So here's one of your teammates, one of your old teammates.
Yeah, Cassie Wild prefers the 200 distance. She didn't swim that this week after Tokyo. She's had a little bit of an interrupted season, but it's good to see her here and joining teammate Kathleen Dawson in lane 3.
And here is, well, there is Kathleen. Lovely lady, brilliant backstroker. And Lauren Cox goes in lane number 5. She got a silver medal on the 100 metres backstroke. Had a little bit of a surprise, really, I think, because with such a high-quality field, she did really well to get that. And Maddie Harris is the form swimmer, won the gold on the 100 in a new Welsh record she set twice this year. And she really is on fire. It's going to be really interesting to see how she swims. And Maddie Harris has gone 27.79 this year, the 4th fastest time in the world. But the British record holder is in lane number 3. So, Hindley in 2, Dawson in 3, Harris in 4, Cox in 5, European silver medals on the 200 in 6. What a stacked field this is.
Yeah, definitely. And some of these girls will be looking for some Commonwealth Game consideration times as well.
So the green hat there, she's just seen her teammate win the 800 metres freestyle for men. And can Swansea University go gold and gold in the first 2 events on this night 5 of the British Championship final? It's the 50 metres backstroke for women. Harris in 4, Dawson in 3. So they're allowed 15 metres underwater, and Harris went a little bit deep maybe off that start. It wasn't too bad. Really good start from Leah Whittaker right at the bottom.
Yeah, good to see some of these swimmers in the outside lanes, and especially as she's a junior.
There certainly is. In 5 at the moment, though, it looks like it is Lauren Cox going well. Starting to come back is Maddie Harris. Harris in 4, the winner of the 100. 4 and 5, Harris and Cox. This is really close. Who's going to get the touch? Almost synchronised to me. It looks like it might be 5. It is. It is 5 by 1/100th of a second. Lauren Cox beats Maddie Harris on this 50 metres backstroke. A very, very close race indeed. And those times, 4th and 5th fastest in the world this year. Very fast indeed, and look at that. She is delighted. Silver on the 100, and now it's gold on the 200, on the 50.
Yeah, really good swimmer from her there. Personal best. Those 3 girls that were 1st, 2nd and 3rd in the 100 back are now back on the podium in a slightly different order. So nice to see Lauren just take the edge there, the last couple of strokes of that 50 backstroke.
Well, amazing swimming. Look at that. Cox wins it, and she's gone 27.83. And Amy, that's a pretty quick time.
Yeah, her and Maddie Harris both under the Scottish and the Welsh consideration times.
Let's see what the winner's got to say to John.
Well, congratulations, Laura, on your first British title. And what a race that was! Super quick.
Thank you.
So how are you feeling after that one? The 50 is over in the blink of an eye.
It is, it goes so quick. Barely time to process anything, but it was really good.
Yeah, the smile, I think, says it all. Yes, fans in the crowd. Now, you've obviously out there racing with some big-name girls. Going into a race like that, you've got Kathleen, you've got Maddie next to you. How do you sort of get your head in the game racing alongside them? What's your preparation?
I guess I just focus on myself, just me and the clock. So I just try and focus solely on me, because you can't worry about anyone else.
And get your hand on the wall first, right?
Yeah.
Well, look, congratulations, your first British title. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your new British champion, Lauren Cox!
Thank you.
Well done.
she almost looks shy. She's almost apologising. She had a brilliant, absolutely wonderful swim. That was well done. First British title, and it was a quick one. A really quick one, and that sticks her right up there in the world so far. Still not that many countries swum 50 backstroke yet, but certainly they will be looking to do so for qualification for the Commonwealth Games, and that underneath the consideration time. So it should well be giving her a cracking chance of being selected for that for the Commonwealth Games later on this summer. Wow,
Yeah.
sorry, I was just going to say straight into the 50 freestyle. This is exhausting.
Yeah, these races are coming around really quick, and this will be just as close, probably if not closer than that women's 50 backstroke. So really looking forward to the air final. But first up, we have the men's junior final.
And Aidan Simmons-Brown of Plymouth Leander goes as the fastest seed. 3 Mount Kelly swimmers, a Millfield School swimmer. Plymouth Leander, the fastest seed. James Cleaver of Beckenham, Pennington of Altrincham. So the junior final of the men's 50 metres freestyle, and Aidan Simmons-Brown of Plymouth Leander, the fastest seed right in the centre, and he's probably had the best start too.
Yeah, really good start. Not breathed yet, and it'd be good to see these boys try and keep their head down as long as possible.
Also going very well is Adam Graham up there from Millfield School, but it looks like in 4, Aidan Simmons-Brown. The second half of this 50 metres freestyle has been really awesome. Very strong, very powerful. Head up to finish. Well, he can go even quicker, 23:47. He's got his guns out, and he can go quicker. I think if he were to watch that again in slow motion just on the finish, I think he almost looks up maybe before he even touched the wall.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he breathed in that 50, and that was why he was kind of reaching towards the finish there, but a 0.3 second of a PB on a 50 is really impressive.
So Aidan Simmons-Brown wins it for Plymouth. Harry Robinson and Mount Kelly second, 23.66. 23.69 was Adam Graham of Millfield, and then 79.96. Very, very close indeed, isn't it? And the junior final of the men's 50 metres freestyle won by Aidan Simmons-Brown of Plymouth Leander. So the Priority Paris final now for the men born 2001 and younger. And the fastest seed here is Henry Baker of University of Stirling. There's actually a swimmer in this race born in 2006, so you can be born 2001 and younger, and Raphael Fentadamas of Elmbridge, Phoenix, born in 2006. 15 years of age.
Yeah, not old at all, and he's still got a couple of years as well to make that European junior team, but if he wants to do it this year, the time he's got to swim tonight is 22.98 to be considered on that team.
Well, he's actually of age to be considered for the European Youth Olympic team, but the 50 freestyle not one of the selection events for that. He's in lane number 3, the 15-year-old, so we'll keep an eye out for him. But the selection they've decided to go for there is for the 200s of each of the stroke, fly back, press and free, and then the 400 medley. So if you win the fastest for that age, then you get to go, and then they will fill the team up from other events. So he still could go if he swims well here. Let's see how Henry Baker, the fastest seed from Stirling, goes in 4. One lane closer to us in 3 is the red hat of Raphael Fentadamas. The Priority Paris final of the men's 50 metres freestyle. Baker faster seed in 4.
Yeah, 7 of these boys this morning swam personal best times to be here.
So in lane number 5, it looks like Thomas Exall of Loughborough University has had a really good first 30 metres. Now he needs to get his head down and spot the wall and really drive for the wall. He's going to finish on a full stroke, and he's got it, I think he has. Thomas Exall of Loughborough University, 23.40. 23.43 was second. Rory McKinnon of City of Glasgow, and third, 23.46. So 6/100 splitting the first 3. Third was Henry Baker of Stirling.
Yeah, both of those boys at the top of the field achieving personal best times. Both did personal best times this morning to make it into the final and have improved further tonight. So some big PBs from some of these 50 freestyle swimmers.
So Exall wins it, 23.40. Oh, DQ, that's a shame. Must have been on the start, I would imagine. It must have gone a little bit early. Well, he'll learn from that. He's still very young, and he's in a big final at the British National Championships. And the last time it was held, he would have been 12. Last time British National Championships were held, he would have been 12. So huge learning experience. Never nice to be disqualified, but I'm sure he can take the positives out of being in that race. And next time he'll come back bigger, stronger, and faster.
Yes, as we keep saying, some of these swimmers haven't had the opportunity to compete in a couple of years, so that's why we're seeing lots of PBs. And the fact that the boys can come back in the evening after doing a PB in the morning just gives them 2 chances to be on top form and swim really well.
Straight into the B final, and this is stacked, because in lane 3 we've got Calvin Fry from Mount Kelly, 4th in the Priority Paris final 100 metres freestyle, but in 4, Jacob Whittle, Britain's Olympian, and he's still only 17 and at age 16 at the Olympics, made the semi-final and went 48.11, and he holds most of the age group records.
Yeah, 13, 14, 15, 16. Pretty sure he's also had a world-leading #1 time at the age groups, faster than Caleb Dressel. So we do still forget that Jacob is only so young, yet he's been around and swam at an Olympic Games already.
Well, he was bronze medalist on the 100 metres freestyle in that exceptional race a couple of nights ago. Lewis Burris won it in 47.88, just ahead of Tom Dean in 2nd place. Tom's in the 200 medley later on. And then Jacob Whittle getting the bronze. At this, the B final of the 50 free. Whittle still learning the start phase of the race. Certainly this will help him for the 100. So the B final of the 50 metres freestyle, and the red hat in the centre there is Jacob Whittle. And you can see he's a decent starter, but a much better start from Calvin Fry of Mount Kelly in 3.
Yeah, lane 3 there really used that quick reaction off the block up nicely, and he's using this last little bit to accelerate into the finish.
Well, Fry breathing at 35 metres. That's the only breath he's taken so far, and Whittle coming back really quick. And Calvin Fry wins it 22.78. 22.78, his first time under 23.1 seconds. So that's a half a second lifetime best for the winner, Calvin Fry of Mount Kelly. What a meet they're having.
Yeah, he'll be really chuffed with that. He's also swam the junior consideration time, so a couple of days rest for him, and he's swam really well tonight, so he'll be super chuffed with that.
Well, he was 4th in the Priority Paris final, the 100 metres freestyle. Now he's won the B final. Look at that, 22.78, first time under 23. Whittle 2nd, 3/100ths behind him, 22.81. Ewan Taylor 3rd, Elkin 4th, Carswell 5th. But that was impressive, and his start was outstanding.
Yeah, it just shows how important it is to have such a good start in the 50 freestyle. And we see Ben Proud in this heat coming up, who's got one of the best starts in the world. On the block, he stands nice and upright, almost takes it in, and as soon as that take your marks, he bends down, grabs the block, and he's ready, and he's firing so fast in that reaction time.
Well, the race everybody loves to watch. The big guys, and they are huge. It is the men's 50 metres freestyle. I'm delighted to say that we've got the fastest 2 men in British history in this race. In lanes 5 and 4, the fastest is Ben Proud, the British and Commonwealth record holding this 53, and in 4, faster than him on the entry times, Lewis Burris, the winner of that 100 last night. Alexander Smith here in lane 1 for Woking. Thomas Watkin, just introduced to the crowd from City of Sheffield, goes in lane 8, and next to him in lane number 7 from Millfield School, beat the European consideration time, European juniors consideration time in the heats of this, went 22.7. That's Alexander Painter of Millfield School.
Yeah, in lane 2 we have Alex Corn from Loughborough University.
Well, he was third in the B final of the 100 meters freestyle. This is the shorter one, the 50, so it's a little bit shorter. Let's see how he can do. Sixth in the 100 meters freestyle, Dan Jones of Swansea University. He'll be next to Ben Proud. What a lane assignment he's got. And then we've got some really big boys. Adam Barrett, fascinating story in 3 here.
Yeah, Adam Barrett is our 100 fly British short course record holder. Took a little bit of a break from swimming. He's come back and he's here to see if he can qualify for the Commonwealth Games this summer.
Well, he's 29 years of age, had a break, come back. That's great to see. But here he is. He is the British record holder. He's the Commonwealth record holder. The 4th fastest human in water in history. It's Ben Proud of University of Bath. And he's the double Commonwealth champion, and he's going for 3 in a row. What an achievement that would be if he can do it. But it's no guarantee, because this young man swam an awesome 100 meters freestyle. Absolutely extraordinary to win the British Championship title. 47.88, a new English record, and 1/100th of a second outside of Duncan Scott's British record on the 100 free.
Yeah, he looks super focused here. You see Ben Proud still in his kit, just in the background there, trying to stay as warm for as long as possible. But the showdown we're going to get from these 3 boys, and potentially lane 4 and 5 in the centre, it could literally be 0.01 split in both of these.
So we've got the men's 50 meters freestyle final. There's Burris, Lewis Burris. He's focused. His coach Zoe Baker said, just go out and enjoy it. Well, it's hard to enjoy a 50 free. You've got to be right on it. Absolutely typical there in lane 5. Ben Proud, right foot up on the block, standing sideways. He looks very, very relaxed. He's not fully rested. He's going to be focusing in 5 on the Commonwealth Games, the World Championships later this summer. Proud in 5, Burris in 4. So the final of the men's 50 meters freestyle, it's the big final. Barrett in 3, Burris in 4, Ben Proud in 5, and Ben Proud's had a cracking start.
Yeah, lovely start from him. That straight arm technique really uses it to his advantage.
Well, look at this. He's absolutely flying down this length. Really is going super quick, and this is a brilliant swim. Burris is coming back, though. Burris came back really fast. Burris got the touch. Oh, my goodness me. Well, where did that come from? At 25 meters, he was nowhere and just turned on the burners with about 30 meters gone. That last 20 meters was incredible. His time, 21.77. Well, that is amazing. Absolutely extraordinary. It's the 8th fastest time in the world this year. Lewis Burris has the gold on the 50 to that gold he won on the 100 meters freestyle. And he is the sprint king at this British National Championships. Second place was Ben Proud. Well, he seemed to almost ease up a little bit. Not rested, not focused, so I'm sure in the summer he's going to be much quicker.
Yeah, we see Ben Proud sharpen up a lot in the summer. He's one of these athletes that needs a full rest. There's so much of him. He's so strong and muscular. So, yeah, in the summer, I'm sure we'll see him drop a big chunk of time.
And in the end, it wasn't actually that close, was it? 14/100ths. Lewis Burris, national champion, 50 meters freestyle from Winchester. And Zoe Baker's going to be delighted with that. And John Mason now talking again to the winner. Lewis Burris has done the sprint double.
Well, congratulations, Lewis. You did the double, the 50 and the 100. It's a world's consideration time. 8th fastest time in the world this year so far. Talk us through that. Next to Ben Proud, it's rapid.
Just under my PB, really happy with that. You know, for the last 8 years or so, sorry, I'm out of breath.
That's all right.
Ben's kind of been the guy for British sprinting. He set the bar really high, not only in the country, but also on the international stage. So having someone so good and someone set the bar so high has really inspired me to push on.
Yeah. Watching your development has been amazing. I know you've been working hard with your coach. She's off to Australia. You're going with her. This is like a new chapter. Are you excited for that one?
Definitely, yes. I'm looking forward to getting a bit of sunshine.
Yeah, as an Aussie, I tell you what, get ready for some spiders, though. Congratulations, British champion. Well done, an amazing performance. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you,
up
guys.
for Lewis Burris.
Well, I've got to say, that's pretty special. Pretty special sprint swimming, and the speed of his second 25 was quite extraordinary. 1 gold on the 100 meters, thumbs up, yes, absolutely right. Gold on the 100 free, 1/100th outside the British record, and then he's just absolutely smashed a 50. Have to say it's still an awful long way from Ben Proud's British record on the 50 meters freestyle, which is an extraordinary 21.11.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Lewis on the podium at British Championships, never mind winning 2 golds at the British Champs. So really good meet from him. Almost you could call it his breakout year.
Great to see the spectators here as well. It really is. There's been such a long time since we've had them in the pool, and they're absolutely loving it. Here we go. Women's 400 meters junior final, and they are, that's the Paris, their priority Paris final, just waiting. And isn't it interesting to see their reactions? There's a TV screen right in front of them, so they can see them, they can see this picture right now, and look at their reaction. Doesn't quite know what to do. Oh, no, getting up, I'm getting out the picture. And these two having a little wave. Lady on the left, hey, I'm way above all that stuff.
Yeah, there's Jess Podger there in the purple, and just behind her is Freya Colbert coming up in this A final tonight.
So that is where the swimmers have to report, sit in those seats in their lane assignment. So lane number 5 sits in seat number 5, it's lane 6 in seat 6, etc. And as every heat goes forward, you just move forward a row of seats. For me, at the Olympic Games, that was one of the really scary things that you just don't know about and you just don't see. And to not prepare and practice for that is a massive folly, isn't it?
Yeah, the call room and your pre-race plan should be part of your race strategy. It's something that you should really work on, rehearse and practice, whether that's chilling out, giving yourself a little bit of a mental talk and mental cues. So it's something that you should work on at every competition, because it can make a massive difference to how you start the race. And in these 400s, it's super important to get off to a good start, but also be relaxed and not too tense.
The junior final of the women's 400 meters freestyle. Laura Hodgson, Newcastle swim team, the fastest seed in 4 in that black hat. So started pretty quickly down in lanes 2 and 3. Ella Homan of City of Birmingham and Natasha Simpson of Warrender Baths.
Yeah, we speak so much in these 400 events about getting off to a good start, but not wasting too much energy. It's really important that you take your time to settle into the race. You have or carry easy speed through this first 100. If it's too difficult and you're burning too much energy, then you'll really suffer for it at the end of the race.
So we've got a 14-year-old in lane number 2 leading at the moment. That's Ella Homan, and she's from the City of Birmingham. Looked very nice, very comfortable down this first 100. Good use of the legs, maybe using them a little bit more than I would have expected, but she's quite Dan Jervis-esque, really, isn't she? Look at that down in lane 2. She looks good.
Yeah, she's kicking quite hard, but if she can hold this for the full 400 meters, then it's clearly one of her strengths. Some swimmers are either very pull-dominated or very kick-led, so it just depends what you're good at, and especially in freestyle swimming, you tend to be better at one than the other.
And in 4, Laura Hodgson of Newcastle. Well, she had a decent first 50, first 100 meters, but she looks pretty in control here. This is quite impressive looking so early in the race. It's still very early, though. This, the 3rd length of 8 in this junior final of the women's 400 meters freestyle. Laura's over first in 4 and 3. It's Natasha Simpson. And then Homan is 3rd in lane number 2, the 14-year-old. There's actually a 13-year-old as well, up in the red hat from the city of Sheffield, Ava Cook. She had a really good second half of the race this morning, so we'll see how she comes back on the second 200 of this 400 freestyle.
Yeah, really important to see some of these girls that not necessarily at the front of the pack now, but will really turn at the 200 mark, accelerate off that wall, use the underwater, and start and make their move on the rest of the field.
So that is the 200 mark, and tactically, well, it looks like she's gone to her legs a little bit, well, quite hard there. That's interesting. Looking like she's putting down a marker here, starting to try and make a little bit of a move on the rest of the field. Laura Hodgson. Laura breathing to her right-hand side, and she'll see Natasha Simpson few to her right-hand side and then few to her left-hand side. That's interesting.
Yeah, maybe she's just checking out where the rest of the field are. Some swimmers will be racing for time, but some swimmers will just want to come into this junior final and win. So almost depends what your focus is. Every now and again, a little cheeky look sometimes kind of keeps you right, and you make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Well, at that last turn, there were 3 lengths left, so pretty soon here, they will just have 100 meters to go in this junior final of the women's 400 freestyle. And really, from the start, a comfortable first 25, nice easy speed up to 50, and then she just started turning it up, and Laura Hodgson swimming well. Hodgson's going to be over first, Natasha Simpson second, and these two quite well ahead of third. That's still Ella Homan, the 14-year-old. She turns third, and I did say that Ava Cook, the 13-year-old in the red hat up there, had a good second 100 in the heats, and look how well she's coming through the field in the red hat up there in lane 7.
Yeah, she's coming through now. She's got a lovely freestyle stroke for a 13-year-old. Don't think my technique was as nice as that when I was so young, but she's really working her legs now, and she's pulled through from, I think she was 8th at the 200-meter mark, and she looks like she's lying in 4th or 5th position now.
Well, she'll learn an awful lot from this, and I wonder whether maybe she could start a little bit quicker, because she seems to be full of beans with the 50 meters to go here.
Yeah, as a junior, and especially, well, not even a junior, a 13-year-old, sometimes you just get in, and she might have used the swimmers around her to race rather than thinking, I'm going to swim my own race. But as you say, a great learning experience for her to be at a junior final at the British Championships.
Well, we'll keep an eye on her time in the red hat up there, but she's now starting to challenge for 4th place and maybe even 3rd place. And as is Natasha Simpson coming back, and Laura Hodgson. Hodgson tiring a little bit, and Natasha Simpson going well, but it looks like Laura Hodgson's going to get it. She does. Laura Hodgson wins the junior final of the women's 400 meters freestyle. Natasha Simpson second, Ella Homan 3rd, and 4th up there in lane number 7 was the 13-year-old Ava Cook of City of Sheffield. 4:27.51, another lifetime best for her. She qualified in a lifetime best, and she's done another one. Really good swimming.
Yeah, I think a lot of these girls, definitely the first 5 swimmers, have come in with an entry time, swam quick this morning, and then have moved it on tonight and made their PB even lower. So great to see these girls tonight. And the winner of our junior freestyle 400-meter freestyle final is Laura Hodgson.
The time 4:23. Simpson second, and then Homan, the 14-year-old, was 3rd. Ava Cook, the 13-year-old, was 4th. That is brilliant, isn't it? And that's why they're putting in so many finals. 4 finals in every event. And the Priority Paris final. And it's great experience for these swimmers to come out, leading them out all across the pool. From City of Leeds, Holly Wilson, born in 2008. She's 13 as well. Her birthday's not until September. 13 years of age again. She went 4:25 in the heats.
Another really young swimmer getting massive amounts of experience to come into a final at the British Championships, regardless whether it's a junior final, a Paris final, a B final or an A final. Just having the opportunity to swim in the heat and then come back and do a final, you don't often get at a lot of junior competitions, especially at regionals and counties.
Well, what an experience this is for the young lady right at the top, bottom of the shot there on the left-hand side, the yellow hat and the blue suit. The 13-year-old Holly Wilson from City of Leeds. So the Priority Paris final for swimmers born 2001 and younger. Holly Wilson of Leeds in 1, Catherine Bailey of Perth City in 2, Fleur Lewis of Barnet Copthall in 3, Michaela Glenister of Stirling in 4, Charlotte Wynne-Jones of Bath in 5, Anya Priest of Nova Centurion in 6, and Madeline Robertson in 7.
Yeah, these girls going out really well. Holly Wilson from the City of Leeds there, gone out quite fast on this first 50.
She has gone out quite fast. Look at that right at the bottom, and maybe a little bit of youth coming out here, because she's never swum anything like this. The last time the British National Championships was held for people of her age or her ability, she was 10 years old. She's now at a grand old age of 13 at the bottom of that shot in the yellow hat, and she's in the Priority Paris final at the British Nationals.
It almost makes me a bit jealous knowing that she's just at the start of her journey. She's 13 years old. She has the potential to qualify for the European Youth Olympics, and then anything she can do from there is amazing. European Juniors, Commonwealth Games, World Championships. So fingers crossed we see some of these really young 13-year-olds making teams in 5, 6, 7 years, and they're the next future stars of British swimming.
Going well up there in 5 is Charlotte Wynne-Jones of University of Bath. In 4 and 5, actually. 5 going well is Charlotte, but also in 4 is Michaela Glenister of University of Stirling. And Glenister now just starting to turn the pressure up a little bit into this third turn. It's an 8-length race, the 400 freestyle. Glenister up quite quickly. Slightly better turn in 5 with Charlotte Wynne-Jones. Stayed underwater a little bit longer and just caught up maybe for, what, 15, 20 centimetres or so, but 7 of those is quite a lot.
Yeah, if you think about that over all 7 turns, you could be 1.4 seconds ahead of somebody just on your skills and your underwater work. So these things are really important to be thinking about, and if you practice them in training, then they become a default and a habit, and you'll just do them when you race.
And they do say sometimes practice makes perfect, and I think very much practice makes permanent, doesn't it? If you practice it correctly, you will swim correctly, and if you practice it badly, you will swim badly.
I like that one. Practice makes permanent, never mind perfect.
It does. Well, perfect practice makes perfect. That's definitely true. And Michaela Glenister of University of Stirling. Well, she swam a comfortable first 100. Let's see the turn here versus the swimmer in lane number 5, Charlotte Wynne-Jones. The fastest swimmer, certainly through the water, is in 4, Glenister. And does she catch up a little bit, maybe on the underwater, but then the breakout maybe doesn't quite take the momentum forward in lane 5 as much as she maybe could do, Charlotte Wynne-Jones?
Yeah, there's a toss-up between staying underwater for longer versus coming up quick. If you're staying underwater, but it's not very fast or effective, you are better up popping up and swimming earlier. So it's almost working out what's better for you.
So coming into 300 metres turn, 100 to go, just 2 lengths left in this Priority Paris final for swimmers born in 2001 or younger. And Fleur Lewis in 3, starting to challenge these leaders now. And there's 5 swimmers across the pool. In 3, Fleur Lewis. In 4, Glenister. 5, Wynne-Jones of Bath. In 6, it's Priest of Nova Centurion.
Yeah, we're seeing Charlotte go to her legs here. She's not saving it till the last 50. She's trying to make a difference now before she comes to the wall. And these 3 girls really pushing on. And Fleur Lewis is also really, really working now on this 7th length.
Well, Fleur's left it a little bit late, but not too late, certainly. And with 50 to go, it could be a perfect pacing. 3:48.9. She's, what, 0.3 of a second ahead of the swimmer in lane 4, the fastest seed, Michaela Glenister. So now the sprint happens. Now the real push goes.
Yeah, this is when it's really tough. When you look across and you can see your competitors right on your hip, you need to dig deep and find anything that you've got left.
Well, they're holding on really tough here. Fleur Lewis in 3 for Barnett Copthall. Michaela Glenister of University of Stirling and Wynne-Jones in 5. It's going to be really tight, but it looks like it is going to be Fleur Lewis. A really well-paced swim. Fleur wins it for 20.69. Huge season's best for her. 4-second season's best. Very good swim from her. Michaela Glenister 2nd. Charlotte Wynne-Jones 3rd. And those first 3 swimmers underneath 4 minutes and 22.
Yeah, really good there. Polly Wilson, also one of our European youth swimmers, our 13-year-old, finishes at a 4:24.27. So even though she finished 7th in that race, she's done a massive PB and she'll have learned a lot from that.
Well, there's the A finalists waiting on the side. They're down at the turn end of the pool. That is Freya Anderson. Fantastic sprint freestyler, 50, 100, 200. Adding the 400, that's an interesting call for Freya, adding the 400 to her programme.
Yeah, I wonder if she's using it to develop a back end. We saw her race it a few times in the ISL season for London Raw, so it's good to see her doing it long course as well.
Well, she'll be going in the final after this one. She qualified in, I think it was 3rd position, was it? Or second fastest qualifier was Freya Anderson. She's going to go in lane 5 in the big final, the A final. This is the B final. And Ashley Bailey of City of Sheffield qualified for the European Junior Championships on the 800 free and the 200 fly. We did the consideration time, but to be quite honest, if you do the consideration on 200 fly and 800 free, not a chance they're not going to take her, surely.
Yeah, she swam really well. And we'll keep an eye out for her in lane 4's fastest seed in this B final.
So all 8 swimmers either swam a lifetime best, 3 of them swam lifetime best, 5 of them season's best to qualify for this B final of the women's 400 freestyle. It's what it takes. You've got to perform at your best to make these finals, and that's exactly what British swimming are looking for. Come here, deliver your best self in the heats to get through to the finals. And Ashley Bailey did a super job of that for City of Sheffield. She's one of the 3 who did set a lifetime best, the 4:20, to qualify for this final after beating the consideration time for the European Juniors and the 800 free. This is the 400, and then, of course, the 200 fly as well.
Yeah, she was also 3rd in our A final, so she's had a lot of experience this week that she might not have had in the past, so it's great for her to be able to step up, and she's ranked fastest seed in this B final, which is also another learning experience for her to be in the centre lanes.
Well, it is, and she's got some good swimmers around her, and again, we forget she's only 15, the red hat in the centre there, Ashley Bailey. So again, last time the British Championships were held for swimmers who were able to swim because COVID stopped an awful lot of people swimming, she was 12 years old. So she would never have made it at 12 years old. Suddenly, she's in A's and B finals, and she's doing qualification standards for European juniors. Really impressive. In 2, though, Lauren Weatherall has gone out really quick from Aberdeen Performance and looks good down this first 100 metres of the B final.
Yeah, we just hope that she's not kind of broke away from the rest of the pack too early. We quite often see swimmers that take the lead get reeled in towards the back end of the race. So if she can hold this pace, she'll have a fantastic swim and she'll be way under that season's best and even her PB.
Swimming at Aberdeen Performance. Isn't that where Hannah Miley trained and swam? I think she was at Aberdeen, wasn't she?
Yeah, either that or University of Aberdeen. I know there's a couple of programmes up there.
She was at Geary for a while, wasn't she?
Yep, coached by her dad, Patrick Miley.
I think her dad was a helicopter pilot for the North Sea Oil Rigs, and I think actually Hannah's son's just taken that up as well. I think he's now a helicopter pilot.
Yeah,
Quite
they're
a family.
Very clever family.
Didn't Hannah win British Dog of the Year or something? Some TV programme with a dog in it.
Yeah, I think she did actually. A couple of weeks ago, I remember watching that.
I think she's got a spaniel, and she's clearly taken her focus hugely on. Well, she's got lots of time, I suppose, because she stopped swimming. So anyway, good luck to her for her wedding coming up fairly shortly. But here in lane number 2, Lauren Weatherall turning first at the halfway mark in this B final of the 400 metres freestyle. And she's, well, she's kept the pressure on. She started off quite quickly, but she's just kept on going, maybe, what, 50 centimetres per length. She's just taken off the rest of the field. Starting to move now is the red hat in the centre, the 15-year-old Ashley Bailey of City of Sheffield.
Yeah, both of these girls splitting really well. I think Lauren there split 65 points, so she does another 2 of those and she'll be under her PB of 4:18.36. So these girls now potentially trying to make a move.
Well, she's still going really well, Lauren Weatherall. It's just whether she's gone a little bit too hard down that first 100. If you do, it's funny, isn't it? Because it's really an inverse order of ending final performance. If you go that little bit too quick at the start, it really does hurt at the end. But she's very brave. She went out fast and she's still going well. But in 3 and 4, Amy Hood now from Redditch starting to catch up in that white hat. 1 lane up from her. And now it is starting to get close. Ashley Bailey turning up the heat as well. And this is going to be a really, really tough last 100.
Yeah, it's so much easier as well when you're the chaser in the field, when you know you're catching someone and you can almost smell them just in front of you. Your stroke rate goes up, your leg kick goes up, and you think, I'm swimming really well, I'm going to swim over this person, and you have that target to really reach. And these 2 girls have come back quite quickly already in this last 100.
Well, Bailey in the red hat of City of Sheffield does look really good. Look at this. She's made up about a metre on the leader, Lauren Weatherall. And actually, Bailey's turned first there by 1/10 of a second. Amy Hood's also taken over in second place. But it's going to be a really good battle down this last 50 because Lauren Weatherall's not given up.
No, the girls have all gone to their legs here. It's almost this tussle in the last 25 metres. So I wonder if any of them can keep their head down and use that little bit of an advantage to just get their fingers on the wall first.
Really good swim indeed. A very, very brave swim from Lauren Weatherall. She's going to swim right on her lifetime best, I'm sure, in fact, well underneath it. Hood swam well as well in second place. Hood's got the touch. Well, I thought with 5 metres out, she was not going to get it, but she really was tough inside that last 5. Amy Hood of Redditch came back and swam really well. Actually, who was it? Who got the touch? Yes, it was. Was it Amy Hood got it? Sorry, Amy Hood from City of Birmingham. So Amy Hood of City of Birmingham wins it. Ashley Bailey second and Lauren Weatherall third.
Yeah, all three girls there at the centre finishing in a PB. Jess Podger, season's best. Shannon Stott just behind that in a time of 4:20. So really good from these girls to improve on this morning.
So Hood of the City of Birmingham wins it 4:17.63, just ahead of Ashley Bailey, the 15-year-old. And that time 4:17.93 inside the junior consideration time. So that's the third time she swam underneath the European junior consideration time. The 800 free, now the 400 free and the 200 fly. What a meet she's had, Ashley Bailey.
Yeah, really versatile swimmer, and it's good to see her getting in the mix in that B final. I'm sure she'll be wanting to come back next year, and she might think, right, I want to be in that A final.
So Beatrice Farley is the lane 8 qualifier, the slowest qualifier for the big final. It's the A final of the women's 400 metres freestyle. And Mckeon in lane number 1 for City of Sheffield, and their supporters all around us and making themselves very much heard, Amy.
Yeah, definitely. They've been sat there all week, and every time one of their swimmers comes out, they give a loud cheer. And it's nice to see. That's what we want at the British Championships. And those athletes having the support back in the stands, whether it's from family or friends, is just amazing.
Well, Leah Crisp goes in lane number 2. She was the champion on the 800 metres freestyle and looked really good on that. Looked fabulous. Coached at the Bath National Centre by Dave McNulty. And then Mia Slevin, well, she's had a good meet as well. She's qualified 4th fastest for this final. Did a season's best to qualify in a 4:15.5, just outside of her lifetime best from Deventio. And then Freya Colbert, well, what a meet she's had.
Yeah, she's on great form, so I'm expecting that she'll be really close to a PB. I think it's going to be close between these three centre lanes. Gold in the 400 medley, bronze in the 200 freestyle, and I'm sure she'll be looking to add another medal to her roster so far.
And a fantastic experiment, maybe. Is that maybe a little bit too tough? Too harsh on her? Because 400 metres freestyle, she swam some really good ones in the ISL and the short course. It's not really an experiment. I haven't seen her do too many long course 400 metres freestyles, Freya Anderson, but as you rightly say, Amy, a great opportunity to work on the back end of her 200 metres and 100 freestyle. And in lane number 4, the fastest seed, Tamron Van Selm of Millfield School. And again, a really great prospect.
Yeah, she was the only swimmer this morning to do a PB to qualify for the final, so she's in great shape, and these 3 or 4 girls finishing really well this morning, so I think it'll be right down to the wire as to who clinches the gold.
Well, the green hat in the centre, the fastest seed, lifetime best set in the heats of 4:14.79 to qualify fastest for this final. Tamron Van Selm of Millfield School, the green hat. So those 2 yellow lanes in the centre, lanes 4 and 5, closer to us, it is Tamron Van Selm. And in 5, it's Freya Anderson in the black hat. And in the heats this morning, Freya just watched the other swimmers to 200 and then really turned it up and put the pressure on at the 200. Looks like she's maybe going out a little bit quicker here.
Yeah, she looked really long and comfortable this morning, but if she wants to be in with a chance of being crowned British champion tonight, she has to make sure that she's in the race, because the calibre of athletes around her finished really well this morning too, so she can't afford to be left behind.
We should also mention Holly Hibbett up in lane number 7, because she's had a fantastic career in the distance freestyle, has been world finalist, world championship finalist on the 400 metres freestyle and the 800 metres freestyle. Amy?
Yeah, also at the Commonwealth Games in 2018, Holly Hibbett finished just behind Ariana Titmus, so a fantastic swim for her there, and she has had a couple of good 400 frees in the past at world stage, and it'd be nice to see her get back down to form here.
And what a silver medal at the Commonwealth Games that was, because Titmus is the gold medalist at the Commonwealth, went on to win the Olympic Games 400 metres freestyle. Really fantastic swim that was, and in our little quiz, name the 4 individual winners from Australia at the Olympic Games. Bizarrely, she was the one that neither of us could get.
I know, I still can't believe we forgot about that.
Well, the others, Kaylee Mckeon on the backstroke, and then Zach Stubblety-Cook on the men's 200 metres breaststroke.
Yeah, and the last one was Emma Mckeon in our 100 metres freestyle.
Well, this is the final of the women's 400 metres freestyle at the British Championships. And the leader at the moment looked like it is in lane number 3, Freya Colbert. Won a bronze medal in the 200 free, and then in the same session went on to win gold, British title in the 400 IM. What a double that is, 200 free, 400 IM, and she's gone off well. Just starting to try and sneak ahead here. I wonder if the others have seen her. She turns first at the halfway mark, 2:03.4. And I tell you what, it looks comfortable, but that is fast. And now look at the legs go. Look at this.
Yeah, really quick split there to 200. 2:03.45, and she can come back quite well, which we know she's capable of, being a 400 medley swimmer and a strong 200 freestyle swimmer. She's on for a huge PB.
And again, in the heats, we saw Freya Anderson go to 200 reasonably comfortably and then turn it up a little bit, and she's doing exactly that. But she's having to go with Freya Colbert, because Freya Colbert's done the same. And in the middle of those three, Tamron Van Selm, who did set that lifetime best to qualify for the final, fastest from Millfield School, just getting dropped a little bit, but this pace is really hot. Not surprised, it's very hot indeed.
Yeah, Freya just catching up there. I say Freya Anderson because it's Freya versus Freya in the centre of the pool there. So Freya Anderson catching up. Freya Colbert has a slightly better turns, but Freya Anderson in lane 5 hasn't even gone to her legs yet.
So the green hat closer to us, there is the green hat. Turning first, it's Freya Colbert. First by about half a second from Freya Anderson, but Anderson's definitely got the speed. She's got fantastic speed and starting to turn it up though now. Starting to go to more of a sprint stroke than that distance stroke.
Yeah, she's increasing her stroke rate as she comes into this last 100 metres. If you're looking to go faster, sometimes you can increase your stroke rate, not only just increase the leg kick. So both of these girls really trying to look across the pool. They're looking at each other now as they come into this last 50 turn.
Well, it was interesting because Freya Anderson in the black hat up there, she certainly tried to make a move on the turn of the 100, 2 lengths to go, but Colbert spotted it and she's made the move back, and this is really interesting.
Yeah, fight to the finish here as they come down the last 25. Both girls gone to their legs.
So Freya Colbert closer to us, but now starting to into this last little sprint, the final sprint. Head down for Freya Anderson, and she is really tough. Well, if this is practice for the back end of a 200 and a 100, it's fantastic practice, perfect practice it is. Freya Anderson wins the 400 metres freestyle, and the time is fast. 4:08, 4:08.46, that's a really quick time, and she must be delighted with that. It's a huge lifetime best, a 4-second lifetime best for Freya Anderson.
Yeah, I don't think Dave McNulty will let her get away with not doing that anymore. Really good swim from her. She paced it really well, and we saw her come back so strong. So to finish in a time of 4:08.46 is 4 seconds under a PB in her entry time.
Well, that puts her in the top 15 in the world this year, and she's a 100-200 specialist. Great to see her shaking hands. Had a fantastic scrap all the way through with Freya Colbert, and Freya Colbert really pushed her through, and her time, 4:09.0. Well, that another massive lifetime best by 4 seconds. So 4-second lifetime best for gold and silver in this women's 400 metres freestyle A final. Freya Anderson wins the sprint, 4:08.46, and a brilliant swim also from Freya Colbert to get the silver. Mia Slevin gets the bronze, and Tamron Van Selm started well and just got a little bit tired at the end. Let's hear what the winner's got to say to John.
Well, congratulations, Freya, our British champion, in something that, I don't swim that very often, but I think maybe we'll see that a bit more.
We'll have to see, but I'm really, really relieved that I managed to win. That's what me and my coach went in for. And this week's been really random in terms of where I'm at. So just can't wait to get back and get training.
Yeah. I mean, it is a bit of a reset year, like you say. It's been a bit of a round of competition. And with that race, you weren't leading most of the way. Was that your race plan going into it? Just hold that for the back end?
Yeah, and I really love to be told the tactics. So me and my coach discussed before the race. And while I was swimming, it was just going through my head, which really helps. I really enjoy doing it that way, so yeah.
I don't know, you've had your friends in there, you and Holly are besties. It's like always race alongside each other. Is having people like that sort of an interesting concept? Your best friend's out of the pool, and once you hit that water, it's game on.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, we always want the best for each other, and it's amazing to be able to train with such amazing girls and guys down in Bath, so I couldn't ask for a better group to train with.
Yeah, and obviously it's going to be a busy summer. We've got lots of meets coming up. What's next for you? What are you setting your sights on?
Well, we're actually going on a training camp in Turkey, so that'll be enjoyable.
Lucky you.
And then we've got the Men Ostrom Series, maybe World, Commies, Europeans, so busy summer.
A very busy summer. Well, look, congratulations.
Thank
It's wonderful
you.
to see you in this chair.
Thank
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen, please give it up for your new British champion, Freya Anderson.
Yeah, really nice to hear Freya there speak about her random year, she called it. But if she's not been training and she's still done that time and took 4 seconds off her PB, it'd be really good to see what she could do in the summer if she gets to swim that at one of her internationals when she has done some training and got some background behind her.
Well, as a confidence race, I mean, that is quite extraordinary. A 4-second lifetime best. International swimmers don't do 4-second lifetime bests, do they? Certainly not in events like that, in longer distance events than they normally swim.
Yeah, not very often, but we haven't seen Freya probably take that event seriously in the last couple of years. She's been really focused on those 100s and 200 events for the relays. So to see her come here and attack that 400, stick to the race plan that she spoke about with Dave and execute it really well, it's really good to see.
It certainly is, and so those swims place Freya Anderson as the 11th fastest British woman in history, and Freya Colbert in 14th fastest in history. In a year that's been a real strange year, really odd year. That's great swimming. So now we have the medal presentation for the men's 800 metres freestyle. And the bronze medalist, Kieran Bird of the Bath National Centre, 7 minutes 55.9. Good swim from him at this time of year. That's a really good swim.
Yeah, our Tokyo Olympian in this event. Struggled to go to the Olympics and Europeans last year, with it being his first major international. Can be a little bit daunting, but I'm sure he learned a lot from that, and he's got his head down training really hard this year, I've been told.
Well, I'm sure he has, because he's such a talent, and the way he swam at that Olympic trial was one of the most phenomenal swims I think I've ever seen. A 5-second lifetime best to go 3:46 and qualify for the Olympics. And Luke Turley gets the silver. Teammates of Kieran Bird. Luke Turley, the silver, also from Bath National Centre. But no doubt about the winner, Dan Jervis of Swansea University. He's third fastest in the world this year with that time of 7:50.35. The second time he's done right on that swim. Also swam really well in Ireland. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we see him, 3 or 4 seconds faster than that this summer. And if he can do that, he really will be pushing for gold medals at the Commonwealth Games, the European Championships, and let's hope the World Championships too.
Yeah, I'm quite excited to see him tomorrow, actually, in this 200 freestyle. He spoke about wanting to be in a relay and seeing the boys swim really well last summer and almost wanting a piece of that. So it's good that Dan's mixing it up, and it'll be exciting to watch him in that 200 freestyle tomorrow.
It really will be. There's going to be some fascinating races in that 200 free. Again, we see Olympic gold and silver going head-to-head at the British Nationals. When has that ever happened before?
Probably never. So if you live in Sheffield or you live close by, definitely come down and watch that tomorrow evening.
Well, it's certainly worthwhile coming. And here we've got Olympic champion Kathleen Dawson, led off that mixed medley relay, a wonderful backstroke leg against the world champion men and the world record holder man. And she was in the middle of the two and led it off brilliantly well to give the team a chance. And they took that chance, and it was wonderful. Maddie Harris, well, she was gold medalist on the 100 metres backstroke. Here, the silver on the 50, and it was mighty close. It could not have been closer. 27.84 gets the silver, and 27.83 the gold.
Yeah, 0.01 split in these girls, but Lauren Cox from Loughborough University is our British champion, and the first time she's done this, so rightly so that she's got a massive smile on her face.
She didn't know what to say to John Mason, did she, in the studio? It was great. It was a lovely interview. And look at that lovely smile. A little bit self-conscious. She'll get used to it. Next time she wins again and wins again. And look at that, Kathleen Dawson on the right. Well, she's definitely not ready to swim fast. She's got an awful lot of work to do to make sure that she delivers her best self on the world stage. She's going to go to the World Championships pre-selected. She'll be on the Scottish team for the Commonwealth Games. And I'm sure she'll be on the podium many times this summer.
Yeah, most definitely, and we must have a representative from England, Scotland and Wales there on that podium, so those three girls could very well be going head-to-head again at the Commonwealth Games.
In the final.
Yeah.
Well, swims with that speed, that certainly could be the case. And again, fascinating here. Well, not really surprised about the three guys on the medal podium because they qualify as 1, 2, 3. The bronze medal goes to Adam Barrett of Wycombe District, 22.52. And, well, Amy, having taken a little bit of time off, he's come back and swum really well.
Yeah, his main stroke is butterfly, so we'll see him tomorrow alongside Ben in that 50 butterfly. So good to see both of these athletes here. So in silver there, taking the silver medal is Ben Proud from Bath University at a time of 21.91. Not his fastest swim, but we saw him earlier and he was kind of just using this meet to get back into things, and I'm sure we'll see him drop a lot of time this summer.
And Lewis Burris of Winchester does the sprint double. He won the 100 metres freestyle in a remarkable swim last night, 1/100th outside of Duncan Scott's British record. It was a new English record, and now he's won the 50, 21.77. The gentleman on the left-hand side there, the 4th fastest human in history in water, Ben Proud. And I know that when he's rested and shaved, he's going to be going super quick this summer. But let's not take anything away from Lewis Burris. He's taken some great scalps and he's won the 100 freestyle and now the 50 freestyle. And he's having a chat with his new mate, Ben Proud.
Yeah, it was nice to see him speak about using somebody that you look up to really help and motivate you. And I'm pretty sure Lewis Burris is the only person currently added to the world team this summer or done a consideration time in an individual event. So the team at the moment is looking quite small, and Lewis has swam really well here to hopefully secure a place on that team. And I say hopefully, but I'm 100% sure he'll be there.
Absolutely he will, because we need him for the relays, we need him for the men's 4x100 relay, which is starting to get extremely exciting with Paris coming up. Well, Mr. Twizzler's there again. He was there this morning for the heats. Good on you, sir. Let's hope he bought a pack for the pack of tickets. There's some good dancing going on as well. Look at that. Love to see a little bit of the Macarena as a one-man, what is that, Mexican wave? Showing his abs off. Oh, I didn't realise, honest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Will Ellington as well from the University of Stirling, so I'm sure he's doing that accidentally on purpose.
Will Abs Ellington. Tell you what, he's in good shape. Why not? If you got that, why not? Wouldn't fit mine into the picture, I'm afraid. But here we go. So the finals this evening have been the men's 800 metres freestyle, the fastest heat, and we saw a really, really good swim there, and some good swims in second and third as well. Yeah,
both of those boys, it was nice to see them back on the podium. Having not had the greatest end to the season last year in terms of times, it's good to see both of those boys swimming well.
And on that caption, we did have the last two races this evening. The first one is two medleys, two 200 medleys. It's the men's, first of all, the men's 200 medley. 4 finals there'll be, and then we'll have the women's 200 medley, 4 finals. And in the big finals, Olympians in both. And in the men's, Duncan Scott got a silver medal on the individual 200 AM at the Olympics in Tokyo. And Abby Wood was 4th. We've got some cracking swimmers coming through, haven't we?
Yeah, it's good to see. Sometimes we have a little bit of what's called changing of the guard after an Olympic year. So we've seen Lewis Burris come through and swim really well. We've seen some of these young 200 medley swimmers coming through and posting quick times. So there's lots of potential, and having the opportunity for these swimmers to come back in 1 of 4 finals means there's more chances for swimmers to do personal best times and just keep improving.
We certainly are. I'm very busy. Ruben Robo from Keaton of City of Manchester Aquatics had a really busy schedule here. And, well, coached by Mark Rose, Manchester done a really good job with him, and he keeps on pumping out finals. Very impressive indeed. Dragasius of Mount Kelly, Donatus Dragasius in 2, Barnaby Howarth Osborne in 3 from the City of Sheffield, Harvey Freeman in 4, Northampton Swimming Club, to the European Junior qualification standard for the 200 metres breaststroke. He's in 4, fastest seed. In 5, Jan Poulton of Wycombe. 6 is Solomon Williams of Millfield School. And then right at the top of the picture, there will be Andrew Jones of the Royal Wolverhampton School.
the men's junior 200 individual medley final.
So there's nobody in lane 6, so Solomon Williams has withdrawn. So actually we've got somebody in lane 8 as well, which is actually not on my sheet, and it's not actually on the scoreboard either, so that's quite interesting. So we'll have to try and find out who that is. Bit of a mystery swimmer. He's not on the entry sheet and he's not on the scoreboard. There we go, Elijah Kendrick of Plymouth. And that's probably because he won the swim-off, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit of a technical issue there with some of the scoreboards, but going out really well in this race is lane 1, Ruben Rothbaum-Keating. So we want to see a relaxed butterfly, a smooth backstroke, a really strong breaststroke, and a big freestyle leg from these boys in this 200 individual medley.
Well, a really good start down at the bottom from Ruben Robotham-Keating. Not easy to say, but he's a very, very quick swimmer. And he's over first, and he did that really big backflip turn. Such a hard turn to do. Really takes the breath out of your lungs.
Yeah, if he could master that crossover turn as well, it'd be a little bit faster. So just one of these things that the junior swimmers can develop further as they move up through the ranks in medley swimming.
The battle right in the centre, though. It is in lane number 4, Harvey Freeman of Northampton Swimming Club, and then in lane 5, Jan Poulsen of Wickham District, having a crack at Ruben at the bottom there. So Ruben in lane number 1 from Manchester Aquatics. In 4, it's Harvey Freeman, and 5, it's Jan Poulsen.
Yeah, both of these boys here had a really strong breaststroke leg. It was nice and well connected and really good technique.
A couple of butterfly kicks off the wall, straight into the leg kick, and look at the leg kick down here at the bottom. This is a really strong freestyle from Ruben Robotham-Keating of Manchester.
Yeah, we look for big legs, but they are exceptionally big legs, and he's using them really well, and he's just pulling away from the rest of the field.
Well, his lifetime best is a 206.3, and he's going to go well under that. Isn't he going to go 204 maybe? 204.7. 204.7, so that's a 1.5 second lifetime best from Ruben Robotham-Keating, and he wins the junior final of the 200 medley from lane 1.
Yeah, really impressive swim from him. He took it out on the butterfly. He had a really nice, smooth, relaxed backstroke, held his own on that breaststroke, and then used those legs to come into the wall really strong and finish first.
Well, he's a big lad as well. He must be about, what, 6'6", 6'7"? He walked past me the other day and it all went dark. He's a big lad. So the winner of the junior final of this men's 200 medley, Ruben Robotham-Keating of City of Manchester. Jan Poulsen was 2nd, Harvey Freeman 3rd. There's some really, really good swims. So good to see these juniors. There's Duncan Scott. Look at him just walking through the picture, sticking his earbuds back in. I wonder what kind of music Duncan Scott. You know what we should do? We should get British Swimming to put together a, what do you call it? A music, not a music montage, but like a music list. What are those called?
A playlist.
There you go.
A playlist of our GB pre-race songs.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah.
Actually, that's a great call. That's a great call.
I think there'd be lots of variety on there. If you think about Adam listens to, I know he listens to a lot of rap, and I don't know, Duncan probably listens to a wide variety of songs, and some people tend to just listen to really chilled out things before they race. So yeah, I wonder what that would be like to listen to.
That, I think, would be fascinating. If British Swimming press office is watching, Josh, lovely guy, Josh, very good at what he does. Let's get a list. We could even just put it out, couldn't we? We could get it out on the British Swimming website, everybody's favourite pre-race psych-up song. Did you have a psych-up song?
I did, it was Eminem, but there were a few too many expletives in there to be on that playlist, I think.
Okay, so this is the Priority Paris final for the men's 200 medley. The swimmers born 2001 and younger. Miles Drabwell, fastest seed in 4. So Miles in that orange suit, the bright orange suit right in the centre there. Orange suit and blue hat. He's the fastest seed, Miles Drabwell of the University of Bath. Matthew Ward of Mount Kelly in lane number 5, also in the yellow lane lines and that white hat.
Yeah, almost all these boys this morning swam a personal best, so they'll have seen Ruben in that heat before, drop a time of, what, 2:04? Massive PB from him, and they'll be looking to try and edge under that in this men's Priority Paris final.
So Isaac Dodd's first to turn in lane number 6. And up there, well, we're actually only using 7 lanes here. Lane 8 not being used, so in lane 6 was first to turn at the 50 fly, Isaac Dodds of City of Leicester. And the best backstroker, I think, in the field, it looks like it's Lewis Maxwell of University of Bath, right at the top there. But the breaststroke normally does sort them out, Amy.
Yeah, the breaststroke's where the field tends to split. Either those swimmers who are slightly further behind will come back into the race, or the swimmers that have used the butterfly and backstroke to their advantage get a little bit of an extra edge on that and pull away from the rest of the field.
So Isaac Dodds has a decent breaststroke in that black hat leading at the moment, but they're charging in the middle. A very good breaststroke indeed in lanes 4 and 5 in those yellow lanes. Miles Drabwell in 4 of University of Bath, and Matthew Ward of Mount Kelly coming back really well in the white hat in 5 in those yellow lanes, but holding on still. Isaac Dodds in 6 for Leicester.
Yeah, I think this turn will be really important. They want to get into this wall, spot the breaststroke turn, get round nice and tight, use that underwater work and get into that freestyle. And lane 6 there had a lovely turn and did just that.
So with 50 metres to go, Dodds leading, Miles Drabwell second, Matthew Ward third, and the charge is now on at the bottom. And look at this, 5 swimmers all across the pool, all charging, still holding on those Isaac Dodds of City of Leicester. City of Leicester's Isaac Dodds looks like he may well get it, but coming back really hard from Mount Kelly in the white hat. It's Matthew Ward. Also the red hat in lane number 3 is Ben Cope, getting the touch. Isaac Dodds of City of Leicester, 2:05.80, 18/100ths behind him is Ben Cope of the City of Sheffield, gets second. Third from Mount Kelly, Matt Ward, 2:06.3. What a final length that was, charging from everywhere.
Yeah, superb finishes from those boys. So Isaac Dodds there finishes in 2:05.80. Just behind him, Ben Cope from the City of Sheffield, and Matt Ward also swimming a personal best time from Mount Kelly there.
So, lifetime bests all over the place. Great swimming. There is our double Olympic champion, Tom Dean. Won the 200 metres freestyle at the Olympics, and this young man was second in that 200 free. Also, Olympic silver medalist on the 200 medley. This is the 200 medley, and sitting down Duncan Scott, his 400 medley the other day was absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, world-class swim in that 400 medley. It is world-leading this year. Would have won the Olympic Games last year. I'm sure he'll be looking to swim well here in this men's 200 IM, but he's just a superb all-round swimmer.
Well, that's the final of this evening's session. It's day 5 of 6 at this British National Championships. We've had some super swimming, we really have. And straight into the B final of the men's 200 medley. The swimmers ranked 9th fastest through 16th fastest after the heats today. And we've got in 3, third fastest seed, Robbie Jones of Loughborough University. In 4, Jacob Greenow of the University of Bath, and Angus Allison of University of Stirling in 6.
Yeah, in lane 6 as well, Zach Speakman. I think I called him Will Ellington in the call room, so I better correct that one before I get in trouble. Sorry, Will. Sorry, Zach.
Actually, that's true, isn't it? Because he was Ellington Abs, wasn't he? So it's Zach Abs Speakman is who it is. He's in lane 6.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll like that nickname.
Men's 200 medley B final. Fastest seed, Jacob Greenow, University of Bath in 4. So it is the B final, and in lane number 5, actually, European junior finalist in the 400 medley last year. This is the 200 medley. That's Angus Allison of University of Stirling, and going well down this first 50 metres is Jacob Greenow of University of Bath.
Yeah, lovely long butterfly from him, breathing every 2 as he comes into the wall. So we want to use that fly, keep it nice and easy and relaxed, and get round the wall quickly. Work this underwater on the backstroke. In fact, all of these boys there have had a lovely underwater on the backstroke.
Wow, lane 2, the breakout, the underwater work and the breakout, keeping momentum going from Thomas Payne of Manchester Aquatics. Very impressive indeed, but now in the centre, really taking it on. He took it on in the fly, and Jacob Greenow working this backstroke very hard.
Yeah, these boys are really going. I'd love to see if they can hold on this breaststroke, but I know Angus Allison, who's a little bit far behind, has a really good breaststroke split, so we can't count him out either just yet.
A good crossover turn from the leader as well. So Jacob Greenow leading for University of Bath in the centre in 5. Angus Allison of University of Stirling now starting to drive, but it's lane 4, Greenow. In 6, it's Speakman.
Yeah, the breaststroke leg's just so important in this race. We keep talking about that, but Jacob Greenhow's really extended his lead.
Well, Greenow looks really good, and if he's got a freestyle, this could be very, very impressive indeed. He has the fastest lifetime best of all of these swimmers, so maybe expect him to be in the lead, but this is looking impressive, and his season's best 2:04. Well, he's going to be well under that. Jacob Greenow looks really good.
Yeah, with a personal best of 2:01, he is one of the fastest swimmers in this race. So he's using his legs now, holding his breath, keeping his head down, looking nice and long as he comes into this wall.
Breathing 4s down this last 50. Good discipline. And let's hope he can stick his head down inside this last 5 metres. He does. That's very good indeed. His time, 2:02.01. 2:04.6 was his season's best. So he's just done a 2.5-second season's best. Jacob Greenow winning the B final. Really, really impressive. Angus Allison, 2nd of University of Stirling, and his teammate Zach Speakman 3rd. Joel Thompson 4th from Shiverers.
Yeah, Zach there and Alexander Casey both swam PBs this morning and have come back tonight and swam personal best again.
So Jacob Greenow winning it from Bath University. Angus Allison 2nd, Zach Speakman 3rd.
This is the one I've been waiting for. This is the one I'm excited for. The A final of the men's 200 individual medley.
Pray tell why, young lady?
Well, we have Duncan Scott, Thomas Dean, Duncan McFadden, Mark Zeranek, Evan Jones, our junior swimmer, all in the mix in this 200 individual medley. So I reckon this is going to be quick, and there may be a surprise in there from Tom Dean that we weren't expecting until this morning.
Well, this is fascinating. And there, Caden Edwards, he's had a great meet so far. He's one of 3 swimmers in this 200 medley, juniors, who achieved the qualification standard for European juniors in the 400 medley. And they are Caden Edwards in 8, here George Smith in 1, and the next swimmer out as well, and that's Evan Jones from Millfield School.
Yeah, tonight they've got to swim 2:03.79 to achieve the 200 qualification time also in that event.
And it was very, very tight indeed. From the heats, only 5/100ths of a second split all 3 of them. 5/100ths in 1, 7 and 8, all the juniors who'd all qualified for that European Junior Championships on the 400 metres individual medley. Mark Zeranek, training in Florida, representing University of Stirling here. Good mates, best mates, teammates of Caleb Dressel over there in Florida. Now, Duncan Scott, Olympic champion men's 4x2 free relay. Olympic silver medalist on this, the 200 medley, and just swam a time on the 400 medley that would have won the Olympic Games.
Yeah, he's such a versatile swimmer. I don't know many swimmers that can swim 100 freestyle at world-class level, 200 IM, 400 IM, and 200 freestyle.
And James McFadden split them in the heats. He was 2nd fastest. Fastest was third fastest was Duncan Scott. 2nd fastest was McFadden. And here our double Olympic champion. He was Olympic gold medalist on the 200 metres freestyle, and then was lead-off leg in that 4x2 free relay in Tokyo to win the gold. It's Tom Dean. Duncan Scott, world-ranked 7th in history on the 200 medley and the 200 metres freestyle.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see him as well creep up those rankings, and I reckon in the future we're pretty close to those world records as well.
Well, I can't wait for this. This is going to be fascinating. It's Duncan Scott's race, but Tom Dean's the fastest seed, and as a junior, he was a superb medley swimmer, really was.
Yeah, also swam the 200 IM at Gwangju in 2019, so before he was an individual 200 freestyler, falling behind James Guy and Duncan Scott, he was actually a really good 200 medley swimmer.
In Gwangju, World Championship, so not shabby at all. A final. men's 200 medley. So Tom Dean will go in fastest seed in this A final of the men's 200 medley. Tom in lane number 4. Also in the yellow lanes, 1 lane up from him is James McFadden of Loughborough University, but in 3. And the fastest down this first 30 metres on the butterfly leg, it's Duncan Scott, our Olympic silver medalist on this 200 AM.
Yeah, I'm going to make a really brave call here and say I reckon Duncan Scott will be first of the turn. Maybe Tom Dean on the backstroke. McFadden will come through on the breaststroke, and then it's almost anyone's game on that freestyle.
You think? So that's a really brave call, because I think Duncan Scott's going to absolutely blast. His 400 medley was so good. I'd be really, really surprised if he doesn't try and attack this and set a really lightning time, frighten people with his 200 medley time, because he's frightened the world on the 400.
Yeah, he's proving me wrong now. He's just blown the rest of the guys out the water already on this 50 backstroke split. So his time from this morning was 2:01.99. We knew he was taking it easy, but he split 54.07 to the 100 there.
Oh my goodness me, that is ridiculous. Well, his breaststroke is very good. He's been working on this breaststroke as well, and he's certainly looking good. Dean in second place. Well, actually, Dean in third place, because McFadden up there in lane 5 is in second. They're starting to catch a little bit, McFadden, just starting to catch the Olympic silver medalist on this 200 medley. Now, this sprint on the freestyle is going to be something else. Scott's going to go in ahead with 50 metres to go. McFadden second, and can he hold off Dean in third?
I think he'll be really close, but you wouldn't want to face Tom Dean on the last length of a medley. And Duncan's fastest ever last 50 free split is 27.46 in a 200 individual medley.
Well, if he can do that here, he's going to become the fastest in the world this year. And look how fast Tom Dean's coming back in 4, but he's not going to catch the Olympic silver medalist. Duncan Scott is swimming really well. The fastest time in the world this year, 1:56.70. The fastest in the world's 1:56.7. He's just on 1:56.0. Oh my goodness me, that is extraordinary swimming. Oh my word. 0.7 of a second faster than the world this year on 200 medley.
Yeah, and only 0.7 of a second slower than his British record. So we know he's not in form coming into this competition. We know he's had a fantastic 400 medley, which would have given him a lot of confidence coming into this tonight. But really, really good swim here from Duncan Scott to take the gold in this event in a time of 1:56.08.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. And coming second, 1:57. I mean, 1:50, what's the time there? 1 second, 1:57.18. Well, that is, what, 5th fastest in the world this year?
Yeah, and a world consideration time. So there'll be Max Litchfield in contention for that. There'll be Duncan Scott. There'll be Tom Dean, and massive PB from Tom. We haven't seen him submit properly for a few years, so to drop a time of 1:57.18 is still a really world-class performance.
Well, I've got to say, huge handshakes all round. They're great friends. And the head-to-head that we were looking for is actually tomorrow. That's the exciting one, that individual 200 free, where Duncan Scott, Olympic silver on the 200, goes against Tom Dean, Olympic gold on the 200 free. But look at that, it's reversed here. Duncan Scott winning in the fastest time in the world this year. Really brilliant. Let's hear what he's got to say to John Mason.
Well, Duncan, a massive swim. From that butterfly, you were like not messing about, out like a shot. Both you and Tom made it into that consideration time. Your time was fastest in the world this year by 0.7. Talk us through, that race.
I mean, it's early days in the season, so I'm sure there'll be boys dropping slower than faster than that. So, yeah, no, 4am has been a real focus this year. So, no, I didn't really know where that would be at, and I just wanted to go out and hurt myself, and I can tell you that I did that. But yeah, no, it's pretty solid for this time in the year. So, no, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and I mean, you're saying the 400 is now the focus. Does that change your mind on this one, or does this one just feel a little bit easier?
No, they all hurt the same, just in a different way. Yeah, geez, our last 25 took hours, but no, it's really good as well. And I mean, a couple of boys under, Dino doing a PB there. Always love racing him, so no, it was good.
Yeah, well, listen, mate, it was absolutely awesome to see you get that. Congratulations on another British title. I'm going to let you go swim down. I can see your legs hurting. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Duncan Scott.
Yeah, fantastic swim there from Duncan Scott. He mentioned that not many other swimmers have swam in the world this year, but I don't think they'll be that close. And it looks like it hurt. It did hurt, but he works really hard in training. He's got world-class behaviours. Said he's been focusing a lot on the 400 individual medley, and ultimately that's helped him to swim so quick in this 200 individual medley tonight.
Well, that was absolutely outstanding. It really was. Goodness me. Well, we're straight into the women's 200 medley, and in that, there's an absolute... Oh, it's a pleasure to have all these guys swimming. It really is, because we've got Abby Wood in the final. Abby fourth in the Olympics 200 metres individual medley. So we've got Duncan silver from that in the men's 200 medley, and then Abby Wood fourth. British swimming is looking fantastic. This is the junior final of the women's 200 IM, and they were... Can you imagine being a junior and watching that go right before you, and then having Abby Wood coming right after you?
Yeah, you'd be just full of adrenaline. It's nice to see these junior athletes kind of rubbing shoulders, being in the warm-up even with some of these world-class swimmers. And they're not just Britain's best, they are world-class performers. The final of the women's junior 200 individual medley.
So Daisy Purchase is the fastest seed in this, the 200 medley for women, and she's just seen Duncan Scott go a ridiculous time, fastest in the world by 0.7 of a second. She's in lane 4, hasn't had the best start in lane 4, not the strongest butterfly swimmer, but back breast and free, I'm sure she will come back well. And Sophie King of Woking in lane number 5. Looks like she may be just ahead at the moment, possibly in 3. Chloe Harris of Royal Wolverhampton School.
Yeah, Chloe having a really nice start there, but Anna Farrow gets the touch on that turn there in a 29.68.
Well, very close down that down the butterfly leg, also going very well right at the top there. There's Jessica Miller of City of Stoke, the old Cossacks team. I used to swim against people in Cossacks. They were very tough, and it looks like they're pretty tough again. Look at this right at the top there. And she's only 16 years of age, Jessica Miller from City of Stoke. And she's going to be turning first, it looks like, at this 100-metre turn. Let's have a look at her turn here.
Some classic touch turns there from some of our younger athletes. Not necessarily had the practice or the confidence to implement some of those flip turns or crossover turns like we'll see in the heats to come. But yeah, both of those girls having a really nice backstroke leg. And lane 3, Chloe Harris is starting to make a move now on this breaststroke split.
And Chloe Harris looks really good, doesn't she? The Royal Wolverhampton School swimmer, swimming really well on this breaststroke leg. And coming back now in lane number 5, it's Sophie King of Woking, and still going pretty well right at the top there. It's Jessica Miller, but the breaststroker in the field in breaststrokers in lane 3 and lane 5, Chloe Harris in 3 and Sophie King in 5. They're going to be the first 2 to turn.
Yeah, both of these girls as well getting nice and low and tight around that wall into the freestyle split. And this is where it starts to hurt. Almost hurts more than a lot of the other races, because you've almost done 4 50s fast by the end, and really trying to go to her legs now and give everything she's got left.
Well, I've got to say it's impressive swimming, because she is breathing every stroke, but she's really going for it. Look at the momentum that she's getting out of those legs. Really long, keeping it powerful, but holding on to water, most importantly, down this last 15 metres. A really good swim. Look at that, 2:20.51. And that's another lifetime best, another 2-second lifetime best from Chloe Harris, and 4 seconds season best. Wow, a 2-second lifetime best in the final to win it. Well done.
Yeah, it looked like it hurt there, but it's definitely worth it when you finish and you see the time on the scoreboard that you know you deserve and you know you've been working towards.
So Chloe Harris winning the junior final, the women's 200 AM from Royal Wolverhampton School, 2:20.5. Sophie King second, Anna Farrow third, and Evie Float coming in 4th.
Yeah, all of these girls, I think, through 1 to 5, so I'm a personal best time. So dropping lifetime bests when it matters in a final is something that we really like to see.
We do, and that's why British Swimming is putting on these finals for the juniors. It would have been so easy just to say, oh, we'll just have an A and a B final, and, you know, that's all we're going to do. But they've taken the time to put 4 finals on, and we're getting lifetime bests all over the place. And what an experience, not only to come into a British Championship, swim in a final, train, warm up in the same lane as people like Abby Wood, Duncan Scott, Tom Dean, Kathleen Dawson, Anna Hopkins.
Yeah, it's an experience that you don't forget. And I remember when I was that age and I came to my first British Championships, I think I was maybe 14 and qualified for the European Youth Olympics. I was in awe that there were so many amazing world-class swimmers at the British Championships, and I was also there with them.
Well, I have to say, I mean, the opportunity to go and warm up in the same lane as one of these absolute international superstars. I wonder who you'd choose. If you had to, if you're a junior, who would you choose to join the warm-up lane of? That would be an interesting question, wouldn't it?
I think a few of them will probably say Adam Peaty.
Well, he's not here tonight. It's a good answer, but he's not here. You have to go again. Yeah, poor old Adam's Lane, I think, would have about 5,000 swimmers in it, wouldn't it? Thank goodness that's not going to happen. He's back in Loughborough now. He's training, back in training already. Not rested, went some really brilliant times, including that 58.58 on the 100 breaststroke to win it. This is the junior final of the women's 200 metres individual medley. Chloe Harris, just won the last one, a really brilliant swim for him. This is the Priority Paris final, and the fastest seed is Frances Newey of University of Birmingham in 4, Mia Hall of Stockton in 5, but probably the fastest starter is Amy Davies of Sutton-Cheam in 3.
Yeah, Beth Hall as well had a really good opening leg there. She's working strong on this 50 backstroke. So the race at the moment is split and it's coming from lane 8 and 1.
Well, I didn't see lane 1 behind our TV screens. There's Kate Morris going really well from Nova Centurion. And it looks like she's, at the moment, she's leading. She may well lead at the halfway mark. Kate Morris in 1. Right at the top there's Beth Hall. And the rest of the field starting to come back. Good crossover turn from Kate Morris.
Yeah, really good. Really good skills there. And to see some of these swimmers in this Priority Paris final working on things that they may have been working on in training over the last couple of years and come out in a race.
So on a 200 medley now, you've done the 50 fly, you've done the 50 back, you're halfway through the breaststroke leg. What are you thinking about?
Keeping it long, but keeping it powerful, not giving too much to the rest of your competitors and almost trying to pull away from the rest of the field.
So long and powerful and pull away. Sounds pretty easy, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's okay if you're a triple Olympian, double Olympic finalist.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy, but if you can work on that in training, that's where it's really important, and it makes such a difference in 200 and 400 medley.
Well, she is double Olympic finalist, Amy Wilmot in the medley, in the 400 medley. This is the 200 medley Priority Paris final for women, and right in the centre in lanes 4 and 5, Frances Newey and Mia Hall of Borough of Stockton. The Borough of Stockton swimmer swimming well, but coming back really quickly is Amy Davies of Sutton-Cheam in the orange suit. Look at that. This 50 metres freestyle has been an absolute lightning split. She's going to take the Priority Paris final of the women's 200 medley, and it's a really good swim. 2:20.73, and another 1.5 second lifetime best from the winner from Sutton-Cheam, Amy Davies. What a swim.
Yeah, she had a really, really strong last 50 freestyle there. It looks like she almost can't believe that she's just done that time.
Well, huge smiles, well done. Frances second, Mia third, Emma fourth, Kate fifth. Some good swimming, and it's actually pretty close. Only 3 seconds split the whole field. There's Abby. Good mate of yours?
Yeah, she's always smiling, she's always happy, and she looked really comfortable this morning in this 200 individual medley, so I'm excited to see what she can do tonight. With her is Katie Shanahan, so one of our 200 backstroke swimmers, also a phenomenal medley swimmer, and she's got so much talent and a long career ahead of her as well.
Well, that is the A final. They come up after this. That is going to be the fastest, the last final of the evening. This is the 5th evening of finals at this British Championships for 2022. This is the B final, and she's put a star slightly in the wrong lane. Well, it's things like that you learn from. Best to do it now than at the Olympic Games, because it really would throw you the Olympic Games. But here she's just learned that, you know, just take your time, make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah, you almost get stage fright at world level or Olympic level when you're walking out, so that you walk behind the right block, and it never gets easier to just get it right.
And she took it really well in her stride. I mean, again, that's a great thing to see. She laughed about it, laughed it off, just walked a couple of paces more into lane 1. And Caitlin Lansom, I'm sure, will swim well. She looks, if she can deal with things like that as well as that, just laugh it off and keep on going and not worry about it. That's great news.
In this 200 individual medley B final, we have Phoebe Cooper in lane 3, our European Youth Olympic Festival superstar currently. So she'll be looking to add another swim to her list this summer.
Well, she is in lane 3, just on the left-hand side with that white suit. She's done. She's won the 400 medley and the 200 fly for her age. Very hard not to select her. There she is in the red hat and the white suit in 3. So the B final of the women's 200 medley, Annabelle Wilkinson of City of Sheffield goes in fastest in lane 4, but a really good start from the 13-year-old Phoebe Cooper in 3.
Yeah, she has a lovely butterfly, as we saw her win that 200 butterfly. So both her and Holly Widows at the top of the picture here are both going out really well.
And Holly Widows of Mount Kelly swam lifetime best on the 50, the 100 and the 200 metres freestyle. And here, second to turn, only just by 5/100ths on that first 50, the 50 fly. She started very well.
Yeah, 28.44 there for the first 50 is actually a really quick opening 50 metres butterfly. I don't think I did that very many times.
And look at the backstroke as well from Phoebe Cooper, the 13-year-old. She looks very good indeed. Quite a high head position. Most of the international backstrokers will just tip it back a little bit, just look to the ceiling a little bit. She's starting to tire a little bit, and coming through now in 4 is Annabelle Wilkinson of City of Sheffield, and a very good backstroke leg in 7 from Evie Dilly of Stockton.
Yeah, she was our 400 IMB finalist. She's qualified for the European Juniors on that 200 backstroke, so we expected to see her quick down that leg.
So the backstroke specialist still in the lead on this breaststroke leg, but starting to charge now again is Phoebe Cooper. She had a really good fly, a very good first half of the backstroke, just eased up a little bit, but her breaststroke here, Amy, is very good indeed.
Yeah, leaving her head up a little bit long, very sort of slight nod at the end of that, but she's squeezing into streamline at the end of every stroke, so she's maximising that power.
My goodness, this is extraordinary. 13-year-old turning first by, what, 2/10 of a second going into the freestyle leg. A couple of butterfly kicks, looking a little bit tired off that wall, but still charging now. And next to her, one lane closer to us in the black hat, is Amelia Monaghan of City of Sheffield. So the Sheffield swimmers leading in 1 and 2, and Cooper looks great.
Yeah, it's good to see these girls going head-to-head there, but Phoebe's really kicking hard in this last 15 metres.
Well, this is a really good swim from both of them. Lifetime best, both of them have got 2:19, 2:19.0 and 2:19.2. And Phoebe Cooper's going to win the B final, 2:17.1. Boom, that's a massive swim.
Yeah, really good from her. Almost one of those performances that you kind of like have that, here's a mic drop, and it's good to see these swimmers fighting right up until the end. She could have thought, oh, I'm slightly ahead, but on her mind, she's obviously got some of those times. And Amelia Monaghan there from City of Sheffield as well, finishing strong in a 2:17.85.
Well, so the 2 City of Sheffield swimmers, and you can tell by the noise right next to us, Team Sheffield really here in force at the Ponds Forge International Swimming Centre in Sheffield. 1 and 2 to the Sheffield swimmers. Evie Dilly swam well in 3rd, Ailsa McDonald 4th, Holly Widows, new lifetime best for her by 3 seconds in 5th. Great to see these juniors, youngsters, all through these junior final, Priority Paris final, that the B final. They fill it up from the A final going backwards, so it doesn't matter what age you are, you just put the fastest 8 in the A, the next fastest in the B, and then if you qualify by age 2001 and younger, you go in the Priority Paris final, and then the juniors, the fastest juniors left go in that.
Yeah, and we have 2 juniors in this final tonight. So in lane 8 there is Yvonne Brown from Aberdeen Performance. And lane 1 is Lara Thompson, one of our European junior swimmers to keep an eye out. The time that they are after tonight to be considered for the European juniors is 2:17.52. So we'll be keeping an eye out on her and lane 2, Leah Schlossen.
Well, there's Scarlett Major going in lane 7 for City of Newport. And Leah Schlossen had a really good meet here and leads swimmers in lanes 1 and 2, and both juniors, and both will be looking for that European junior consideration time. It is quick, It is 2:17.5. One of them's done it as a lifetime best. Leah Schlossen has, but Lara Thompson hasn't. But the way things are going here, anything can happen. Booker in 3.
Yeah, we missed Katie Shanahan as well, come out in 6, so she was our 200 back gold medalist, and Lily, our 400 individual medley silver medal in this event earlier on in the week.
And Candice Hall, another Sheffield swimmer. Well, Sheffield having a great night, aren't they? 1 and 2 in the B final and 2 cracking swims there. And the second fastest seed into this, the A final of the women's 200 medley. And here is our superstar, breaststroker, freestyler, medley swimmer. Already won national titles here on the 200 meters freestyle, the 200 meters breaststroke, and now fastest seed, an Olympic 4th place finisher in the final in this 200 medley. Abby Wood of the Loughborough National Centre.
Yeah, she looked really controlled this morning, really comfortable. So I think she'll be close to her best tonight and definitely faster than this morning. And taking her time to get her clothes off there. When you're the last swimmer out, you've got less time than everybody else. So you want to stay warm, you don't want to be rushed, and you've got enough time to stay relaxed, focused, and just think about, right, this is what I normally do my little pre-race routine, and then she'll step on the block and get ready to go.
Very interesting to see. Totally in command of her surroundings. Abby Wood in 4. She's the fastest seed. Black hat, black suit in 4 and 5. Closer to us is Abby Wood. So those yellow lanes will both have black suits and black hats. It's Abby Wood closer to us in 4. Beautiful proponent of the underwater, the 5th stroke. Brilliant underwater and a great fly swimmer.
Yeah, she uses that butterfly kick in underwater so well, and we expect to see Abby out fast. She has a really nice butterfly, and it's really quick as well, so she always uses that to her advantage.
Well, she won the national title on the 200 meters breaststroke and the 200 freestyle. So if she's leading at the halfway, it's really goodbye Vienna, isn't it? And she's looking very, very good down that first 50. Fantastic underwater again, going about 11 meters underwater, doing those butterfly kicks. This possibly her weakest stroke of the 4?
Yeah, she's really worked on it as well over the last couple of years. She identified that as being one of her weaknesses against some of the world best swimmers, and that's why her underwater now is so powerful to help make up for a little bit of that.
Well, Candice Hall in 5 coming back well, as is Katie Shanahan, the gold medalist on the 200 meters backstroke at this national championships in 6. So first over it is Abby Wood, second Candice Hall, third is Katie Shanahan, and this is now pretty tight, but the breaststroke specialist, surely now Abby Wood will prove her class and start swimming away.
Yeah, just 0.1 splitting those 3 girls at the turn, but Abby already showing her dominance in this breaststroke, and she's got such a lovely technique, really nice still head position, and she drives forwards and maximises every single kick.
Well, she's got a very good breaststroke. She was in the Olympic final on the 200 meters breaststroke. I think she was 7th finished place in that. But she's not dropped as much as I thought she might do from the other swimmers. Lily Booker had a really good breaststroke, 1 lane closer to us in lane 3. So it's Wood first to turn, Booker second, Hall third, Shanahan 4th.
Yeah, really good swim from all of these girls here. We saw them drop quite quick times this morning, and Abby Wood really now showing her dominance and just burning from the rest of the field.
Well, she won the 200 meters freestyle, and this now become a real masterclass of medley swimming. She was in the Olympic Games, came 4th in the final, very nearly won a medal and very, very nearly won it. And what a good swim this is. She's not at the best of her shape yet. She's only just started back properly, really. And Abby Wood, really good swim from her. Loughborough National Centre swimmer, coached by Dave Hemmings, wins her 3rd national title at this British Championships for 2022. The time 2:11.0. Well, the time not as fast as she has done in the past, but she's really only just getting back and in really good training, and she's got plenty of time to deliver her best self this summer at the Worlds, the Europeans and the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, having glandular fever around Christmas times knocked a little bit out of her, and she has had a busy week, but we saw her swim superbly in the 200 freestyle. She was awesome in the 200 breaststroke, so it's a big ask to come here and swim really well for 6 days when you haven't necessarily been firing on all cylinders in training.
And glandular fever is an absolutely brutal thing to have. And she had it really hard. I think quite a few teams have had some pretty bad colds as well, some proper bad colds. In bed for a week, bad colds. Not necessarily COVID, although there have been a few of them.
Yeah, Abby here looking really tired, to be honest, and a little bit deflated. But I think she should be happy with that. She would have probably liked to have been a little bit faster, but as I say, when you swim that quick, generally in the best one of the best swimmers in the world, to swim just outside your best isn't really that much of a disappointment. So those times are wrong there. Lily Booker was our second place finisher. She swam a time of 2:13, so she's taken 2 seconds off her personal best. So really good swimming from her. Silver in the 400 medley and silver in the 200 medley tonight.
Well, it was a very, very good swim indeed from Abby Wood. I think she should be happy with that. I mean, she's got to take it step by step. You can't just come bursting back and go right to the top. Let's hear what she's got to say. Abby Wood talking to John Mason.
Abby, first of all, congratulations on another British title. Third one for this week. I know you're just saying to me you would have liked a faster time, a little bit disappointed in that swim. Talk us through that.
I think I'm just like trying to learn through each swim, and just got like at the start of the meet, me and Dave agreed we just wanted 10 solid swims throughout the week. So for my 8 race for the week, I can't be too annoyed. It's still well with it, like close to my PB, so I can't be too annoyed.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, we've been saying this all week when the swimmers have been coming in. The aim is, of course, peaking in the summer. You guys have such high standards for yourself. Obviously, want to be a bit faster in that swim, but you know, it's when you get on the plane to Budapest, that's when it matters.
Yeah, like it's hard to replicate when you've got about 7 other like world-class people around you. So yeah, I just can't be too annoyed at myself.
And I know you got one more race tomorrow. It's been a long old week for you, the 100 breast. How's the body feeling as we head into the final day?
I think it shows it's hurting a bit, but this is like just the start meet for the rest of my season. Like me and Dave agreed that this is the start of the next racing cycle, and just post some good times as a starting mark to build on in the summer. So yeah.
It's 3 for 3, 3 gold medals. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your British champion, Abby Wood.
Thank you.
Well, I've got to say, I think that was pretty good, you know. She's won national title on the 200 breast, the 200 free and the 200 medley. She did have glandular fever, so hard to come back from that. And Abby Wood wins the national title in the women's 200 medley, a time 2:11.0. She's not happy with the time. I think the performance was very good. Another silver medal. She won silver on the 400 medley and silver on this 200 medley for Lily Booker of Loughborough National Centre. And then the bronze to Katie Shanahan of City of Glasgow. She's had a good meet, was the national champion on the 200 back, and she's won loads of medals here. What a great way to finish the night. Some fantastic swimming, there really has been. So that's the end of the 5th evening of finals here at the British National Championship for 2022. We've got some medal ceremonies still to come. Women's 400 metres freestyle. And that, for me, Amy, was a little bit of a shock at just how fast it was. It was very, very impressive from Freya Anderson.
Yeah, I think she almost surprised herself a little bit. Like most of these swimmers, she's not been training super hard all season. So for her to drop a sub 4:10 and swim a massive PB is really good from her.
And the medal's been presented by Ross Davenport.
Yeah, really good GB swimmer he was. Ross swam at the 2012 Olympics and won numerous international medals on the world stage.
He's still looking pretty fresh-faced as well. He's clearly keeping himself in good shape. Well done, sir. 10 years later, and he's looks like he could jump back in again. I bet he doesn't want to with what's going on in the pool, though. 200 freestyle, was he?
Yeah, I think he's probably stay out the way of that one.
Well, the medals for this 400 metres freestyle, Mia Slevina Davencio winning the bronze, 2:13.24. And some just all-round really good swimming there was. Freya Colbert, the silver. What a meet she's had. Gold on the 400 medley, bronze on the 200 free, now silver on the 400 freestyle. And Freya Anderson of Bath National Centre, Dave McNulty doing a super job with her. She did it, really, I think, simply to get a better back end, a stronger back end on the 200 free, on the 100 free. She's just gone 4:08.
Yeah, so it's not a shabby time, really, in the grand scheme of things. And I think she says we'll see whether she has to do it again. But I think Dave will have other ideas, and I'm sure we'll see her doing, even if not at internationals, we'll see her doing a lot more of those throughout the season for her training.
When she says we'll see, does she mean he'll see?
Yeah, Freya gets her own way, though. She won't be doing them. So that'll be a conversation between her and Dave, I imagine.
You'd probably sell tickets for that conversation, I would imagine. Now, look at this. Look at this podium. Unbelievable. Our gold and silver medalist from the left to the centre on the 200 metres freestyle at the Olympic Games. And adding now a really good bronze medal. Can you imagine trying to swim against those two guys? James McFadden of Loughborough University winning the bronze on this men's 200 IM underneath 2 minutes, 1:59.60. Really good swim.
Yeah, really good from swim from him. And last year at the Europeans, he was 10th in that event. So good to see him back on the podium. But here we have Thomas Dean, a new PB in a time of 1:57.18. So I'm sure he'll be pretty chuffed with that and takes a silver medal at the British Championships here.
And that time, 1:57.18, is actually the 4th fastest time in history in Great Britain. But the fastest guy in history by a long, long way, Duncan Scott. 1:56.08, the fastest time in the world this year by 7/10 of a second, adding to that 400 IM, which would have won the Olympic Games, the one he swam here. He swept the medleys, and absolutely brilliant swimming, and he's not even properly rested yet.
No, both of these boys tomorrow in this 200 free will be exciting. Tom Dean's 100 free was also a personal best time and really quick up there with some of the world leading times this year. So him and Duncan tomorrow, I'm sure there'll be a big battle in that 200 freestyle for men.
Well, tomorrow evening's final starts at 5:45 with swimming actually starting at 6 o'clock. The preview show at 5:45, so make sure you join us for that. 5:45 on Sunday, because that head-to-head is going to be fantastic. There's going to be another one in the women's breaststroke as well. That's going to be interesting. Abby Wood's back in for that. But Katie Shanahan, well, all three of these women had a really good swim, a really good meet, I should say. And Ross Davenport presenting Katie Shanahan with her bronze medal on this 200 medley.
Yeah, bronze in the 400 medley for her, bronze in the 200 medley, gold in the 200 backstroke. She should be really happy with this, and I'm sure we'll see her at the Commonwealth Games team this summer. But our silver medalist is Lily Bucker from the Loughborough National Centre, coached by Dave Hemmings, in a new personal best time of 2:13.41 to win that silver medal.
Exactly 2 seconds under her lifetime best. And I expected in the juniors a little bit. I expected in the Priority Paris and maybe in the B final. In the A final, silver medal, 2-second lifetime best. And Abby Wood, well, she's had a solid meet. She is coming back. She must make sure step by step. I'm sure her and Dave Hemmings, her coach, will sit down afterwards and go, yes, job done. Yes, we're taking another step forward. After having glandular fever, you just got to be careful coming back, and she's doing it well.
Yeah, if she said she's not had done that much training, she's certainly not really showing that. Day 5 of the competition, and she's still swimming relatively quick time. So 2:11.0 and 200 individual medley isn't really a swim to be gutted about.
Yeah, and think about the races she's won, the national titles she's won. She's won the 200 breaststroke, she's won the 200 free, she's won the 200 medley. They're all really tough events, so achieving that's fantastic. So that's the end of day 5 of 6 at this national championships. Really looking forward to tomorrow and that massive 200 metres freestyle with those two boys that we've just seen here today. Looking forward to that one as well?
Yeah, last one, fast one for those, I'm sure, so it'll be really exciting tomorrow night.
So join us at 5:45 tomorrow for the pre-game show, and then 6 o'clock the final start. It's good night from me, Andy Jameson.
And good night from Amy Wilmot.
Good night.